So, welcome everyone to DT Podcast episode 25, correct?
I just changed it from 24 to 25 because you said 25, so.
Okay, I'm pretty.
It's 25 now.
25. It's sad that we never freaking know. That's. I feel like only like maybe 3 episodes so far we've actually definitively known what episode it was, and then like whenever the first break happened is whenever it's been long consistent. Like,
people are saying 26. Wait,
26.
people are saying all sorts of different answers.
No. Yeah. My
really
chat's counting bad. Your chat's counting bad.
Destroy Michael Brooks?
We should just maybe we should just ditch the whole idea of numbered episodes and just call it like the date.
Well, maybe.
I don't know, like just because like the implication here is that people are gonna search by number. Like, oh, hey, you remember what episode 20? Whenever they talked about I don't even fucking know, circumcision in USA or whatever, and then like. No, it doesn't really happen, right? So the point of classification for searchability of some kind of like implied table of contents is completely non-existent. So it's like, fuck it, dude. Maybe we should just abandon the dates entirely and or abandon the numbers and make it into dates. That's my suggestion. I'm gonna follow it in the suggestion comment box. The one that is like the one that literally feeds the fireplace at our local work environment.
Okay.
Hopefully it gets read by someone someday.
Okay.
But anyways, though, okay, yeah, episode 25-ish. You got your boy Tryhard and on the ones and twos, along with my wonderful co-host here, our wonderful co-host, Destiny,
Thanks.
who is back in Kona Land, USA, but even better, he's back home.
Thanks.
Right?
That's right. I am back home indeed.
How's it feel, dude? How's it feel to be Because last week you were telling me how you were like ready to get back because you were like you were in USA, but you were you were around Nathan back in the motherland.
Mm-hmm.
But now you're back in the hustle and bustle of what you really wanted to be,
and it feels great streaming fucking 10 hours a day. Even on the day I was banned, I streamed 8 hours that day.
How? Oh, you went to YouTube, or you just like
No, I started early. I'm fucking on these hours right now. Okay.
Getting it back, baby. Got to clap. Got to rebuild the army.
Yeah,
I totally understand that one. Yeah, dude. Yeah, that band was something else, dude. So okay, I got a couple of well, see, it's been a while. Today's a special day because we waited until Friday because one, I was kind of slammed Wednesday, but even better, 5-head take here was that we by waiting until Friday, we let the dim debates completely conclude rather than have an episode in the middle of the 2-part night or the 2-part debate thing. So now we can come in with all the dust settled, with all the reactions already cleared out, and review and talk about that. We can talk about the debates. As long as is it against DMCA copyright strikes? Can we at least talk about the debates? Would that get us knocked down again?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was being satirical, by the way. I knew the answer was obviously we could.
Yeah.
But
I know. I got you. Don't worry.
Okay. Yeah, so we can talk about the debates. We got what else we got here on today? We got yesterday's big news. August 1st was a big mix-up for one of the mix-up, no pun intended here. For the biggest streamer on Twitch. Or it was Ninja moving over to Mixer. We can talk about that if you want to. Because more so than just the action happening and the boring speculation over what do you think his money and terms were and all the other shit. More about the culture and a streamer of his size actually leaving the dominant platform. What does that mean for the other people? And will this set a precedent for what can come from other people who've probably been offered similar deals but have declined because of the fear of leaving the platform? But now that it's happened from the biggest one, what does that mean going forward? What could happen? What should happen?
Oh my god, I didn't even realize. I just started looking. So Ninja's streaming today on Mixer. Yes.
Correct. Yeah.
What was his average current viewership on Twitch?
Ooh, I don't know. I didn't watch Ninja very actively, so I knew he had like 100K average back when like Fortnite was lit, but I don't know what it was like these days. I would assume probably less than half of that because it's kind of usually how these viral things pop off and go.
Looks like his average viewership was around 40K, so he's on Mixer right now, streaming to about 70K.
But again, it's also inflated though because of it's not just him streaming; it's streaming at the Lollapalooza event.
Sure.
If I recall correctly.
I don't know how much that would impact his viewership, but he just switched over, so I would expect to see this get quite a bit higher today. I'm really curious where his viewership is going to settle after a few months. After like 1 month, I'm super curious.
Yeah, that makes me and you both actually.
Hmm.
And also the sub count too, because are you well I guess are we going to this right now, or because I'm still
Sure.
recapping here.
I don't think the
So
sub count is going to be that interesting because he's going to have way less because of Prime subs or whatever. But he's making a lot of money anyway because he's getting paid
there's
massive
there's
amounts,
a
right?
variable to it though. There's a variable that I can get to when we get to the topic. Destiny, let me finish
Okay, yeah,
recapping
go
the
for
damn
it. Yeah,
things.
go.
God damn,
My
dude.
bad.
Dim debates. Ninja on Mixer. Breastfeeding now legal on Twitch. Which
Amen, brother.
originally Wednesday was going to be the like it's just funny because between Wednesday and now this got legalized. Like, or I guess that's the word, legalized. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. Wednesday this was against TOS, or
Decriminalized.
at least
That's
it
the
was
word we.
being, huh?
Decriminalized. That's what you're looking for.
Decriminalized. Yeah, breastfeeding was criminalized, including having deleted footage and suspended channels. And now here we are 2 days later. It's already been resolved. So now we can talk about the aftermath rather than the current incident itself here. And then finally, separate from the Democratic debates, where we can kind of go into a dialogue about the Digital Millennium Copyright Act and these DMCA copyright strikes that have been clapping everyone here, me, you, and everyone else who was covering Democratic debates
Well,
Tuesday and
no,
Wednesday night.
actually, just you, me, and Hassan. No one else got banned for it. I don't think.
Really?
Nope, because I saw all my viewership flow over to David Pakman and the Majority Report, and they streamed the end of it.
Yeah, but okay, so that's a very valid point there. I was gonna say I should have said every partner channel because they're not partners. So that's probably why they were like left alive.
Maybe, yeah.
I mean, that's all I can really think of here.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, those are the topics there. So I'm gonna let you pick a number 1 through 4, roll a dice, and you pick which one you want to hop on first.
Let's start with Ninja going to Mixer.
All right, let's do that one. Okay, so Ninja going over to Mixer exclusively. All right, so just to recap for everyone who doesn't know here, you probably saw it was like one of the big tweets from Ninja that delivered yesterday. It had a complete with like a little 2-minute commercial with a little pseudo like press conference where he announces that he's exclusively moving over to streaming on Mixer. We don't know the details of the deal itself here, like how long it is, if, just kind of implied indefinitely. But
I think
what
3 years is what I've heard is the contract.
Oh, okay. I figured it was at least 2 years, yeah, for sure. Because like I couldn't see Mixer like offering him enough money to do it and them not at least getting 2 years out of it. So
Mm-hmm.
and the reason why I would say at least 2 comfortably, even though I agree, or 3, if you can, if you're a Mixer, yeah, if you can get 3, get 3 out of them, sure.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason why at least 2 here is because if you didn't, well, sure, we all know here that Ninja wasn't always a Fortnite player. He's been a competitive Halo player as well from back in the day. And with the new Halo coming out next year, Halo Infinite, I suspect that they're gonna he's gonna be Mr. Xbox next fall with the new Xbox coming out, the new Halo coming out, him being, I guess synonymous with Halo, or can be or will be. So they're definitely gonna want to milk that those cross points for at least a year. So with that in mind, at least 2 years for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But continuing on though, yeah. So he announced he's going over to Mixer exclusively. So he's abandoning his Twitch thing, being the most thank you, being the most followed Twitch streamer, being on top, and then now he's saying, hey, I'm a brand so big now that I don't need the backbone of Twitch. I can sustain myself across any platform or environment because I'm Ninja, cover of ESPN, host of the ball drop at the New Year's Eve celebration.
I mean, the guy should have enough money to retire forever, so technically he could sustain himself streaming on on anything, right?
On anything,
Yeah.
you're not wrong there. Yeah, for sure. So yeah, he moves over to Mixer now, and now it comes a lot of questions here, which we can get to some of the fun stuff here. So if you want to talk more about the deal, we can. There's the boring part here is the deal, I guess, right? The deal is like, okay, how much money do you think he took, and what do you think his terms are going to be? I mean, I don't really know. I don't know if you want to get into hypotheticals about how much you thought it was making, but I would suspect that it's probably like an 8-digit deal. Do you think it's or an eight-figure deal?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. I agree with that. So yeah, because it's Microsoft money, and I imagine that based on, I mean, I want to throw you the things I've heard, but I don't want to I feel I'm just kind of gossiping over things that's not even that important. But
my guess that I said yesterday was that 10 million would be laughably low. I said that 50 million was the floor. That would be what I would think. Like 50 million and then plus incentives. So like better subs, better rep split, stuff like that. That would be my guess. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, so okay, well, since you brought the ice now, I threw out there that anyone who says anything less than 10 is comical. Like I'm
Hmm.
sure he's because it's like such a big move for him. It has to be like lucrative because you lose. Well, ultimately, if you think it's pure revenue here, you're losing Prime subs. Like you're like you're losing tens of thousands of guaranteed subscriber options there. You have to like use a new ecosystem, and it's like it's a risk ultimately.
Hmm.
So you got to like mitigate that risk somehow, and that means like you better give me a fat payday on this contract deal that I'm doing for y'all.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree with you there. 10 million to me would be the floor. 50 million. Yeah, I could see it happen too. Actually, that's some like Dave Chappelle season 2 numbers right there. But after all, it is Microsoft money, and they wanted to make a statement. I'm not sure if
I mean, they
like
got the largest influencer from their leading competitor. I mean,
yeah,
it's a big move. Like it's a big dick move.
you're absolutely right. It is. That is some big dick energy. So that happened. Yeah, I agree with you. 2 to 3 years for sure. I don't think anyone's taking it seriously as like it's a lifetime thing. Then I would have to fire like Ninja's agent if he actually didn't get that thrown the clause there.
Hmm.
But so yeah, and then from there, more about it here. So he's doing his Lollapalooza event, which I don't even know. Is he playing Fortnite there? I'm assuming, right?
Yep, I'm watching him right
Okay.
now. I'm
Okay.
captivated.
Okay. Wait. Shit. Let me get this open. Then I'm just sitting here with tabs
No, it's
open.
really boring. He's just playing Fortnite.
Oh, that's it. Well, but I want to know. I want to be in the know though. Oh, fuck, I typed in mix here. Fuck. So I found it. So yeah, sorry. Yeah, you're right. It's just in playing that. Okay. So and then beyond. So right now he's gonna be doing his like I think this is for 4 days long, right? The Lollapalooza event or whatever.
I have no idea. I don't know anything about this event.
Yeah, so he's doing this event for however long it is, and then he's going to be at the Red Bull studio for another 4 days, wherever it's near to do streaming there,
Hmm.
and then late next week he'll be back at his crib in Canada, like doing
Hmm.
his routine streaming at that point. So
I
we'll
would
get an
say,
idea of what.
dude,
Oh,
real
go
quick,
ahead.
because I see a lot of people speculating on numbers. I would say like less than 100K concurrence for this stream, I think would be pretty bad considering all the hype around him moving. And then I think 150 would be like the goal. That'd be like a total bullshit guess. I don't know what Ninja's like maximum all-time high viewership is, but I would think like 100 would be like at least what you would be looking for. He's at 75 right now. I don't know how long he's been streaming, and he's been gaining. So, yeah.
Well, but given that we just admitted that he had a 40K average on Twitch before this
Hmm.
migration here. I mean, he's almost doubled his view count right here. Like,
Well, yeah, but there's a lot of hype around this like move. So like whatever he gets today is going to be severely reduced over the next week or two. So I would think you'd want to start with a high base. That I would say like 100K concurrence would be like okay. I think that would be decent. And then 150 I think would be like pretty good.
okay. Well, I can agree with you that it's inflated. I don't know. Like, you're looking at it like he should be like gaining off this move. I feel like it's more like can I just retain what I had from Twitch?
Oh yeah, no, I know, but like there's a lot that's being said here about his move. Like we're looking at like the viability of another streaming platform, which has never ever been seriously considered. The only other time in streaming history this was considered was in the earlier days, like with Own TV and maybe Azubu. Not even Own TV, I think, has been the only other company that's been like an actual threat to Twitch's establishment. But other than that platform, like pretty much nobody's been taken seriously. It's like a viable platform to stream on for an extended period of time. So if Ninja can actually move over and retain his viewership or even grow, that statement is going to be very powerful, and it's going to cause a lot of other streamers to be looking at scooting over. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot already have, actually, just because they want to take some of the overflow from when Ninja stopped streaming. If I wasn't a larger streamer, if I had like several hundred concurrents or whatever, especially if I wasn't partnered, I would be duo streaming 100%.
Heard that. No, that's a very very valid point. There's more to get into here too. There's also I think here what else was there? What was I going up before? So people are the boring speculation here is like what was his deal, but to me the woke one are the positives here. The fact that we're Mixer's making some big moves here, and I feel like Twitch has to be paying attention now. Twitch hasn't had like a legitimate form of competition. Debatably really ever, but YouTube Gaming kind of gave some threats at some points, but they that came and went at this point. You
I don't
disagree
know
with
if YouTube Gaming ever represented like a serious threat. Oh my
that?
god.
Okay, so by that I mean, so in 2015 at PAX West, I remember specifically here that YouTube Gaming had a bigger booth than Twitch's booth. One,
Sure.
let me. I know it's anecdotal. Let me finish, dude. God
Yeah.
damn. Okay,
Okay.
bruh. And then also I heard deals though that like YouTube Gaming attempted to buy out some of the veteran streamers at that time, but they chose to remain platform loyal because it was like it's too big of an unknown variable for them.
Sure. I mean,
Uh,
so like they had a bigger booth because they had no presence. That's why you have the bigger booth. It doesn't mean that you actually are like being a threat. It means you're trying to be. That's why you need the booth. Twitch probably doesn't have a booth at that event because it knows it doesn't mean fuck all at that. And then I don't think YouTube bought a single big influencer from Twitch. Or at least if they did, I didn't hear about a single big influencer switching.
yeah, no,
From
they
Twitch to
didn't.
YouTube.
That's what I was gonna tell you actually.
Yeah.
They didn't. Or all I know is that I heard that people were offered very lucrative deals. For that time, like things I don't think at that time it was like it was even like feasible to be offered like a seven figure deal to lock in there, but apparently that's what some people were offered, but some had declined because they were like, you know, I don't know, either they enjoy Twitch or the culture or the chat or whatever it may be, or just it's a scary move to make, honestly. Now with that in mind here, let's before I get into some of the benefits, I would say they're kind of the fun parts here. Aside from money, what other reasons do you think that Ninja would have took this deal? I mean, clearly, was he not in a realm of comfort at Twitch itself, or was it like more negative than I'm thinking it actually was for him at that point?
Honestly, I don't know Ninja well enough to say. I mean, like if I knew him really well, maybe I could make like a hot take here, where it's like Ninja actually really cares about like the livelihood of streaming and like making other platforms competitive, or maybe Ninja is actually like so business driven that he's challenging himself to like support another platform and get out of his comfort zone. But I don't know him well enough to say that. It literally could just be like a brand move / money making move. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I hear you on that one. Well, some people have told me, again, this is purely speculation because I don't know. I don't watch Ninja actively. I don't really watch Fortnite at all. Is that he had been declining numbers and had even though he's the most followed streamer, he was not the most popular. And of course, whenever you're that visible, and you have that level of clout, you know, from being on the cover of ESPN magazine and, you know, doing the ball drop and all these other things he's been participating in, he you know, you put on a higher level of scrutiny. So of course, you know, you look at how much Doc gets memed on in Twitch culture. You can imagine like the minute that, you know, Ninja removes a sub counter, or Ninja is no longer like the undeniably most highly viewed streamer that like,
leaving
dead
Twitch for
stream,
Mixer.
dead stream, forced and dead. So maybe that got to him. I don't know. I could see that being a thing. It could have been a mental health situation a little bit there.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know.
I mean, he has done there is one interview I recall here where I quoted on Twitter where he was talking about he was kind of caught in the trap, I would say, the mental trap of streaming, where you're kind of like comparing to your peaks rather than being a little more objective and comparing to your average when it comes to like view count and other metrics. Because in one interview he mentioned how he wants to get live ASAP because it's taking as little time as enjoying like eggs and toast in the morning for breakfast. He can lose 200 subs in a matter of like, you know, several, you know, 60 seconds.
Sure.
Like, I mean, when you're at his level, I'm guessing, you know, that the sub count just, you know, is fluctuating all day, you know, it's just bleeding down because your peaks are so high, and the higher you are, the more fickle, you know,
yeah, but I mean, if you're
are.
losing 200 subs due to not streaming for 2 minutes, you're probably also gaining like hundreds of subs like every time you stream as well, right?
Yeah. I mean, big assumption. I don't know. That's just like what he said in the interview. That was kind of like alarming to me about where his mental state was at that time. So it wouldn't surprise me if he wanted to just like kind of like, you know, lose that and just kind of move on from it, I guess. But then again, I don't know. It's like I don't know. You're making like a fuck ton of money. I don't know if you would even really worried about that point.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. But maybe you know, maybe, you know, more money, more problems. I'm not in his bubble, so I don't know what the fuck he's got to deal with here. So, okay. So with that, the positives though, right, is that Mixer could be giving serious competition threat to Twitch, and that's good for viewers and partners, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So on that note here, do you think that like Twitch is going to prepare some kind of like spiteful announcement at TwitchCon in regards to like Ninja moving over, or does anything come to mind as far as like what Twitch may do in reaction to this? Or...
I don't think you could do that as a major company. I think you would look really petty and really bad if that were actually the case. That'd be my guess. I mean, I could be wrong, but because like, I mean, like there is like some horrible shit they could do where they like make it so like you can't play with other like partnered Mixer streamers or some weird shit like that. But I think that would just end up making Twitch look really bad.
Yeah, I agree with that actually. I didn't even think about that either. I didn't think about like what you do. Actually, what's the official rule on that? So you can't play with banned streamers, right?
Yep.
But if they're on a competitive platform, there's nothing against that. Right.
I mean, not to my knowledge. If that was against the rules, that would be insane. But yeah.
Right, that's what I figured. Okay. No, just trying to see where things are at this point with it. Okay. So and that's all I got for you there. Yeah, and then just going to Mixer. We'll see how that works out long term. And the last part here too is that so the other people who are like in the top, 0.001%, your Dr. Lupos, your Tim the Tapmans, your debatably your Shrouds. What do you think they're gonna do now? Do you think anyone would like if they're being offered, let's say like the bottom line 8-digit deal, or maybe like a lucrative seven-figure deal? Do you think that any of them would consider moving, or do you think this trend can continue further on now? Or do you
For
have
other
any
people like
thoughts?
moving over to Mixer.
Yeah, or other platforms. I mean, there's Mixer, there's a Facebook Gaming. I'm sure there's another one I'm not thinking of here at this point, but they don't know. Those are two that I think they have like a fuckload of money to throw at these kind of things.
I mean, I don't know. I can't say anything until like I think like a couple weeks after this Ninja move. I think we'll have better information. It'll be hard to say. For instance, like because I could make a lot of predictions right now, but if in 3 weeks Ninja has like 5,000 concurrents on Mixer, that's gonna be a lot different than if in 3 weeks Ninja has like 50,000 concurrents on Mixer.
No, you're right. You're right. And the other thing here too, by the way, the big variable, if you didn't see, right now everyone gets
Free sub.
no one's actually no one's actually paying for subs right now. It's like they're trying to like free trial their way into the ecosystem. So it's like you get 2 months free when you redeem. So he's playing his cards right. It's like it's pretty cool. Anchor off of Lollapalooza to do a big event, followed by giving them the free subs. That way there's like it's minimally harmful for them to get into the ecosystem, and then you just like try to retain as much as you can at that point. So yeah, I guess we'll see where that goes, dude. We will see where that goes. I will say one thing though about Mixer itself here. As far as its UI goes, I like that the chat actually has like a dynamic emote behavior, like how no matter what you do on Twitch, emotes are the same size, right? I mean, sure, there's like higher DPI pixel density versions for like certain platforms if you're using like a 4K monitor or like your phone. But like, do the emotes get like big and shit, and whenever they're doing things, I'm just like, dude, why is Twitch's thing is so static by comparison?
Yeah, this is one of the huge value adds that I said would have made tier 2 or tier 3 subs sell on Twitch.
Bro,
I was super surprised that when they rolled that out, they didn't give you the option to have like an emote that was like twice as large if you're like a tier 2 or a tier 3 sub.
I completely agree.
Yeah, it would have been a huge value add. People would have flocked to tier 3 subs. If you could have like a fucking Forest emote or some shit that's like twice as wide in like a Twitch chat, oh my god, people would have went crazy for that shit. Yeah.
Dude, just give me like give me like a bigger pixel canvas, dude. Like the things I could do if I had like if I had quadruple the width but the same height. Yeah, I can do so many things, dude. Like I can do fucking. Do you know how much I would pay Destiny for me to have like a Nathan W that was just like stretched, all pixelated and bad? You know what I mean? Just give me a freaking wide ass Nathan W. Like, I would love that, dude.
Yeah, it would be so sick. But here we are.
Yeah, I'm really hoping they actually announce that for this year. Like, because the thing that Andy brought up here is the fact that like tier 2 and tier 3 subs have been out for 2 years now, and they haven't done shit with it at all. You don't like. There's so many basic ideas you could have done by now that don't require any like really additional functionality to exist, including things like if you have a certain amount of tier 2s and tier 3s, you unlock more slots for tier 2 and tier 3. Like just give it more emotes. Like what do you gain by it being only like one slot? Like I can't do shit with that, dude. I can't make a combo. I can't. It's not bigger. It's not animated. It's just more of the same. It's fucking garbage. So more slots, animated. I don't know, dude. Dude, give me like something, dude. Fuck, you're killing me right now. I don't know, dude. So like, I ain't got shit, dude. But yeah, that's so I'm excited. I see that's pretty cool off Mixer. I'm kind of curious of where it goes. I was looking yesterday and it seemed like the top stream was actually Monster Cat, which was just kind of like blasting Monster Cat audio across. They were doing it live on YouTube and Twitch and Mixer at the same time. So it's kind of funny that like a multi-stream was like the top stream on Mixer yesterday before Ninja went live.
It'll be really interesting to see like what the status of Mixer is as a platform in 3 weeks. This is a conversation that like, yeah, there's so much that can happen right now. It's really hard to say what'll happen, but man, in a few weeks, the data coming from this is going to be super fucking interesting.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, and wait, one more thing before we go on that actually. Did you notice in the UI there is like enhanced user interactivity on Mixer?
Enhance
Um,
user interactivity on Mixer.
yeah, like there I don't know how it works exactly here, but I saw like a streamer doing it yesterday. There's like a if you go to like the page and there's like a
Oh,
skills tab
yeah, you
and
mean
you
like
can
the
like
overlays and everything?
yeah, like you can like bits can do shit with the
Mm-hmm.
stream somehow. Like, I don't know, their equivalent of bits or
Yeah,
whatever.
this was supposed to be what like the Twitch, not overlays. What's the name for this product? The like the extensions, right? Are they called extensions on Twitch?
Yeah, correct. Yeah, Twitch
Yeah,
extensions.
this is supposed to be, I think, what they dreamed of this product doing. Although it hasn't seemed like extensions have really come out much yet to do what Twitch originally wanted them to do.
Yeah, I think the problem there is that it's like I'm not seeing there's like no first party ones, right? Like the extensions are all like for the most part, they're like third party stuff, but I haven't seen like first party really lead on what can be done with them.
Mm-hmm.
But I could be wrong though. I might be full of shit. I haven't looked at the extensions in like quite a few months, honestly. But but yeah, I just saw that and I'm like, okay, this it's all native, so it's like you get a really good idea of what's going on there. Because even just like even the extra step of like having to go to the extensions tab to like enable things is already like gonna turn off like 80% of the users minimum
Mm-hmm.
who are not gonna bother to go that far into it. But whenever it's a native first party thing and it's on by default and you just click that button to see what else it does, you're like, okay, well, this is different than Twitch. This is
Yeah, for
pretty cool.
sure. Yeah, definitely. Mixer also had like a lot of cute shit going on. I don't know if they still do this, but on their front page, I think they had like algorithms that could like watch streams and figure out like when you're winning games, when you're on like a win streak or whatever. And I think they had it set up on their front page so that you could like click somebody who's like in a top 4 situation in like PUBG or Fortnite or shit like that. Like they had that kind of tech set up too. Does anybody know if this is still true on Mixer or?
Hmm. All
They're
right, and
yeah, it was some pretty cool shit. Yeah.
yeah, well, that's the move to make. Honestly, you know, it's all about differentiating yourself as much as possible from the competition to make your X factor as blatant as possible,
Mm-hmm.
or
Oh,
one
Mixer has up to a
possible.
10K bitrate and a half second delay as well. Oh yeah, it's called the hype zone. Yeah.
Yeah, someone's telling us too actually that their yeah their latency is better, but I also wonder is it kind of the hitbox advantage where it's only that because it's like they have like a
It's not
you
scalable
know
yet. Maybe, yeah.
yeah yeah they have like you know under less than a quarter of the traffic. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? Like
Maybe, yeah. We'll
actually
see.
I say a quarter. I hear it's actually a lot less. Someone threw me a
Oh
number
no,
yesterday.
yeah, it's
Dude.
way less. I think Twitch's market share is like 70% and Mixer's is like 2 or 3% or something in terms of like
Yeah,
hours
yeah.
watched. Although, so one of the big things that I was going to look for today, I don't know if I said this yesterday or not, is one thing that would look really bad for Microsoft is if Ninja came over and they pulled a blizzard and their servers couldn't handle the day one load. But it looks like they're chugging along just
Oh,
fine. Yeah, Blizzard is notoriously fucking AIDS for this, that anytime they launch a game or do anything. If you guys want to play like anything at Blizzard, like on release date, you're better off like going to sleep right when it releases, waking up in 8 hours, and then seeing if the servers work to log in.
dude, you are not lying. I remember. Okay, I haven't been there for every Blizzard game, but I remember particularly Diablo 3 launch how fucking ass aids it was, dude.
Mm-hmm.
I heard it was like just on fucking real. Like it was like almost a full day of just like people could not get in, and then when they get in, it was just like unusable anyway, so it didn't even
Yeah.
fucking matter.
Yeah. But it looks like Mixer servers are doing fine, probably handling 3 or 4 or 5 times the traffic they normally do. I don't know how much Ninja Stream is compared to the overall viewership of Mixer, but yeah, he's sitting at 83,000 concurrent now. He looks like he's on
Well,
pace to break.
I'm looking right now, and Fortnite's top directory is 93K, and then
Mhm.
the second highest one is music at 8K.
Yeah.
So pretty dwarfing gap, to say the least here.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, well, so that's what we got for you right there as far as what Ninja goes. Let's see the next, the other topics I got for you here. We hitting them up here. We got breastfeeding on Twitch, decriminalized. We got Dem debates, and then we got the aftermath of Dem debates, which will be the DMCA strikes. Where do you want to go? Or is there a topic that you had here actually? These are only the four that I came up with for this week. Honestly, if you have anything else you want to bring to the table here, I'd love to hear about it.
We can talk about how much I fucking hate a song now. I don't know. What do you want to talk about? Whatever your next topic is. The breastfeeding thing, I don't think we're going to disagree on that at all, right? Like or I don't know. What do you think? Do you think women should be allowed to breastfeed on Twitch?
Yeah, I read her thing. I didn't get to catch the clip in question here, but it seemed I have not been opposed to it. I feel it's kind of just like some really awkward, like, I don't know, Christian sexuality taboo when it's a naturally occurring thing. So I've always been like, if your kids got to eat, your kids got to eat. What are you gonna do? Like, just be punished for motherhood? Like, I feel like you can't really be opposed to breastfeeding, even though I'm not trying to equate here, but like, actually, no, fuck it, like I say, I'm a fucking dude. You can't be opposed to breastfeeding and still be for like maternity leave. I would say like both are just going to be like biological functions of having kids, and you got to like respect that and not treat it like some arbitrary sexual boundary because like, ooh, a nipple slipped or whatever, and it's like, well, this is what happens, dude. So but yeah, I mean, do you disagree with that? Like, I mean,
I don't know if I necessarily agree with that comparison, but I mean, I guess like the goal, the broader goal for like the breastfeeding conversation would just be like, it'd be nice if people could do it and not think it's a fucking huge deal. Like, you know.
Yeah. I don't know. She seemed like I was reading her whole thing about it. She seemed like a mom who's just trying to do her thing, and she usually streams, you know, whenever the child's asleep. But when it's awake, you know, what are you gonna do other than just like you go AFK for 20 to 40 minutes to breastfeed, and your numbers plummet. So it's like, oh, this sucks. This sucks for being a woman and having a kid and everything else here. So, well, the one thing I want to clarify too, Chad, is that she like had a friend over and she was having like IRL coffee time with the friend talking about, I don't know, stuff or whatever. And then the kid was hungry at that time and just, you know, they can continue to do it while she was there doing it. And that's really about it, honestly. But yeah, at first, so what happened was that happened. She gave an elaborate statement on like the situation that led to it. She didn't like explicitly like say, "Hey, it's time to breastfeed on camera." Just the child needed to be fed while she was streaming, when she tries to usually dodge streaming while the child's awake. You know, because you know, kids be like that or whatever, or toddlers be like that.
This is shameless as fuck, but I had this sick idea yesterday, or I might have saw somebody in my chat. I'm gonna do a podcast and just have like 7 breastfeeding women on it. To talk about like the struggles of being a mom or some shit. That'd be funny as fuck.
Oh my god,
I get a fuck ton of viewership.
Yeah, like and like have them all like spontaneously lactating, and it's just like, yeah, this is what it is, isn't it? Like, it's crazy. That would be shameless, but like, okay, what else is there here? The oh, by the way, I'm sorry, real quick, minor pause here, dude. There were some pretty. Can we talk about, before we move on from Ninja here? Did you not see some people who were calling him a sellout? Can we talk about that actually for a second?
I only saw Grossy Gore say it, so I'm trying not to like project too much that a bunch of other people are saying it. But yeah, I mean, obviously that's pretty dumb. You don't owe anything to a company you work for. That's pretty silly.
Okay, that was the one I saw. I thought it was a joke until the very end. I was like, no, he's being serious. This is when I got to like the final 5 seconds of the minute and 5 second video. I was like, oh, he's not gonna JK here. He's really just being full blown like serious, like as if like he has some kind of like tattoo, the obligation tribal thing he owes to Twitch or whatever. That's kind of weird.
It's okay to breastfeed
like,
in public,
sell out in your own interest of, I guess, making money. Like
home.
What? Like, I don't
Before getting
even follow
fed,
that one.
The
Just
kid can wait for you to tilt the camera
whenever
a
it's
bit
a
away.
conflict of your values, but I don't know if you really particularly had to be loyal to Twitch in order to like do your own thing.
I don't know. Fuck that. Kind of weird. You don't owe your loyalty at any company. Go after whatever makes you the most money. That's what Twitch will do.
I don't. Dude, wait. No, hang on, wait. You're biased though. Fuck you. No, you can't say this shit, dude.
What do you mean?
You're a fucking sellout, dude. You're not even loyal to the Twitch subscription program. You got your own alternative methods that people can use offsite subscriptions for. You're not loyal. You don't believe in the product of Twitch itself here.
Yeah, wait, that's what I just said. That's totally consistent with what I just said. Go get yourself whatever makes you the most money. That's yeah.
I was being sarcastic. That was the whole point.
Okay,
I was trying to pretend I got you right there and be like, yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Well, all right. So anyways though, you smart. That's 5 head right there.
Thanks. I try.
So, all right, back to breastfeeding here. The let me change my topic real quick here. We get to be talking about breastfeeding. Did y'all talk about this on the? Forgive me, I feel like I'm not as informed here. You guys might have had a more in-depth discussion on this on Scuff podcast last night, because I thought that was like one of the things you were going to cover.
About breastfeeding or next topic?
Oh, the breastfeeding.
Yeah, we've talked about this on like 3 different podcasts, I think. Yeah.
Okay. Then we can move on, because I don't really. You probably saw more than I did and know more about it from here. So
yeah, I don't think we disagree on anything. So yeah.
Okay.
The major takeaway that I try to give people when talking about this is that, like, when people are like, oh, well, I'm still going to view it sexually or whatever, like, that's totally fine. You can view anything you want as being sexual. That's totally okay. You can sexualize whatever you want. That's fine. Just don't make your sexualizing of somebody else their problem. If you're going to sexualize somebody breastfeeding because you think it's hot or whatever, that's totally fine. Fucking do it. But don't go and tell somebody else that they have to change their behavior because of what's going on in your head. That's usually, like, the main take I try to give.
No, I think it's a very, very fair point, actually. Yeah, dude. I've seen a lot of I've read a lot of stories here about the shaming of women trying to breastfeed in various spots, and it's like, I don't know. It hits me kind of weird, honestly. It's like, okay, it's weird. You gotta be shunned away in a corner of some kind of like I don't know, sense of shame because you gotta feed what you gotta feed. And it's like, okay, well, and I kind of wish I had stats on me here about like the benefits of breastfeeding and what's done with that.
Oh, I don't know if there are any, actually. That's a contentious area now, I think. But
ooh, really?
Yeah.
That wasn't accepted at this point? Oh,
it was accepted for a long time that breastfeeding like actually conferred measurable IQ gains onto a child. It was a really big deal. There were a ton of like advantages that was converting your child by breastfeeding. But I want to say a recent I think it was a meta-analysis of the literature came out that tried very hard to disentangle socioeconomic status from whether or not a parent breastfed. And I think when they tried to do that, almost all of the advantages disappeared. So the idea probably came more from that, like, if you're breastfeeding a child, you probably have more time to spend raising it, et cetera, et cetera. So like wealthier people that are more caring or loving towards their children are more likely probably to breastfeed. So those are where the advantages are coming from, not just feeding it boob milk.
Okay. Interesting then. I actually look further into that one now.
Yeah, I've wanted to dig into it more.
Because now you're saying here the socioeconomic status. So is the idea there that like richer families have more leisure time to be able to afford to breastfeed and have to like work jobs to make the kids, to make the income to take care of the kids? Is that the idea?
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of like basically there's a lot of things that when people say like correlation does not equal causation, there's basically a lot of things that go along with being wealthy that make your children better that aren't like biological. So, like, for instance, like owning like a KitchenAid frying pan is probably going to make your kid do better in school. Like, if we run like the numbers on that. But the reality is just that if you're wealthy enough to afford like expensive kitchen gear, the chances that you have like a stay-at-home parent or go to a better school or something else is probably like it's basically like that kind of association, right?
Yeah, I can see that being a thing. Yeah. Interesting. I'm gonna have to really look into that one here. Okay, now I gotta go to the $1 million question then. We got it with the anecdotal stuff here. Were you breastfed? Do you happen to know if you were or not?
I was.
I was too. Yeah, the only story I really have for you there is apparently my mom was like feeding me in bed one day, and she had a lot of milk, so just like whenever I hit the teat, shit splattered all on my dad's face because he was sleeping on the other side, and like she said it was like a lot. So like, I haven't been around like IRL breastfeeding, so I wouldn't know how crazy it gets. But like apparently, she says, the way she described it, I'm just thinking, okay, super soaker was just out of the nipple. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's pretty crazy. But I guess I'll enter that adventure whenever I hit the parenthood. But no time soon on my end. I want to ask you, was there any discussion as far as Nathan's involvement go here? But I don't want to make it personal if you don't want to. I don't really. It's kind of interesting at this point because I'm like, okay, should I have to really reevaluate all this now? I got to look further into it.
Now you can get. Are you asking me if like Rachel breastfed him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or if y'all had a discussion about like whether you're for or against it. Was there ever like a discussion about that? And
I don't know how. Fuck, I'd have to look into it. I don't know how you don't breastfeed. Because like if you're a woman and you're not breastfeeding actively, like your boobs get like super sore. Like you have to pump milk. Like that's what she did for a while. She had like a pump machine and she would pump it and then store it in the fridge. So I don't know if you just don't pump, like do your boobs like explode or some shit, or I don't know what happens. I know that if you don't breastfeed for a while, like eventually that shit kind of like turns off. But yeah, I don't know. But Rachel pumped milk and then put it in the fridge.
Dude, it's just like guys, man. If you don't jerk it, the nuts get over stuff, and you gotta just like, and then the nutsack hurts, dude. You gotta just like, you gotta beat the meat.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's like a garden hose that's left on for like over the weekend. It's just you're gonna bust a vein, dude. It's problematic.
It's a troubling comparison where we're talking about feeding children, but I understand what you're saying.
Dude, let me stop. Okay, so Um, no, that was meant to be a joke, but I guess maybe it came off kind of like kind of bad.
Nah, it's okay. I love joking about sucking dick when we're talking about feeding children. Michael.
Yeah, I was trying to shit post, dude. Okay, so that's breastfeeding here. The next thing here, we got dim debates and we got the DMCA strikes. So I guess for us to get into the DMCA stuff, we have to get into the Democratic debates, right?
Yeah, if
So
you
do
want
you
to,
want to?
sure.
Yeah, let's hop
Or
on
we can
that
do the
then, dude.
DMCA stuff. That's a pretty boring topic. I mean, there's not much to say.
You know what? Actually, yeah, yeah. Let's hit it rather than chronological order. Let's hit it in order of interest here.
Hmm.
So, all right, DMCA copyright strikes.
I
Let's
mean,
get
we
into
always
it
knew
then.
that, like, or at least I always knew that streaming the debates is a pretty sweats anything outside of, like, I'm pretty sure I can get away with restreaming C-SPAN, and they'll probably never, like, start DMCAing people. But for, like, CNN or MSNBC or NBC, if these guys are ever, like, streaming presidential debates, I mean, you kind of always know that you're running the risk that if it gets big enough on
Yeah,
Twitch that they're going to start coming by and swinging the DMCA hammer.
yeah. I just got comfortable. I completely agree with you there.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, I put DCMA. Fuck. Hang on, wait. Before chat goes me on it. DMCA. My apologies, chat. Yeah. No, I get you. I completely agree with you. Yeah, C-SPAN and to an extent certain instances of PBS. I actually read the C-SPAN one, and apparently the C-SPAN one you're not even allowed to simulcast it at the same time. It has to be like after it already aired,
Mm-hmm.
according to their licensing terms. But yeah, you're not wrong though. Yeah, I forgot how this happened actually, how this began, because I started streaming the dim debates like pretty much as soon as they began, because I was just really excited to cover it. I didn't even give it thought, but then I started catching on. I'm like, well, actually, well, shit, dude. Now I need to really think about like, how much this is fair use versus how much this is just me just like using their material to better my stream or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I was kind of thinking, okay, well, as long as I commentate really hardcore and try to like make my commentary track, the influencing factor of why people are tuning in to watch this whole thing, I think I can kind of like at least feel not as guilty about what I'm doing here. But eventually it caught up to all of us here, and we all got hit with the ban hammer of copyright infringement.
Yeah, and
Right.
you have to remember that fair use that's a court defense. That's not like you can't DMCA me. That's like if you DMCA me, I can go to court and argue fair use. It's not like a hard and fast rule, but it'll protect you from DMCA's.
Yeah. No, I got you. Yeah, I also didn't, not like I'm gonna stay there and fight the strike or anything like that, because yeah, I know the minute I don't know exactly how it works on Twitch is in here, but if like or in this ecosystem we have right now here, but because both got hit with the DMCA strike, if we wanted to contest it, right, does that mean that it automatically gets escalated to a court case, or like?
I think the legal process is I think we can file a contest, and I think that they have like 30 days or some shit to respond, affirming that it's their content to use, and then I think it's on us to take it to court if we want to stop it. I'm pretty sure.
Gotcha. Yeah. Either way, I know it's scary because I know like if we're gonna fight Warner Media / Time Warner, fucking buckle up, dude. You're not gonna win that one.
I actually tried to I emailed one of the tech guys at CNN, and I tried to like talk myself up to see if it's possible to get like broadcasting licenses, and I asked them if they're like, oh, could you revoke like the strikes on our channels or some shit, but I don't know. I don't think I'll get a response. I don't have that kind of connection.
Yeah, I also emailed hoping for some kind of like feedback of any kind here, and
sure. Cool.
yeah, I mean, because I was just, I had nothing to lose here. Like, fuck it, I already got the permanent strike on my record, so I was like, okay, well, I have nothing to lose by just like trying to communicate with them and seeing like maybe they'll want to come across the aisle and talk about expansion or licensing rights or same thing, just like you said, and also apologizing for it and just trying to show some remorse. But yeah, nothing. So
yeah.
So with that out the way, then I guess so the question here now is like, so now we now know this is hot water, and even though the next debate is September 12th and 13th, and it's being done by ABC News, what are you gonna do?
I haven't thought about it too much yet, but I'm probably gonna do live coverage on my channel, but I'm not gonna have the debate on my stream at all, and I'll just link people to the debate.
That's what I was gonna say too. Actually, I didn't have a better idea short of literally like, you watch me and I tell you go here to watch it over my audio track, and we just go from there, kind of. Annoying, frustrating, definitely not as like intuitive, but what else are you gonna do?
Yeah.
So it is what it is. Is this your first copyright strike, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
It sucks that they last forever too. I'm actually really tempted. I probably wait.
No, if you don't want to talk, I know at this point now we're getting into some kind of like dicey stuff, talking about the
Oh yeah, no, I
specifics
was
of the
just
whole
saying if
thing.
there was any Twitch stuff in my chat. What I would be really cool is if I could swing some sort of exclusive deal with Mixer or whatever to do like political stuff, and then I could stream this type of stuff on Mixer. And if I get DMCA'd off of that site, it's fucking whatever, because I could just come back to Twitch then.
Ooh, damn, man, you smart, dude.
Yeah.
That's some five head shit right there, dude. Like, fuck it, dude. DMCA, I don't give a fuck, dude.
Yeah.
Damn, that's smart. We'll have to see about that, won't we? Yeah, no, that's smart though. Getting DMCA on Mixer, Omega Wall. Okay. So yeah. So that I got the same conclusion you have there, dude. So September. Obviously, I want to cover. I'm enthusiastic to see where things go here, mainly because it's going to be just better content at that point. Because like the big thing we had here with our current dim debates is still 20 candidates, 10 across each night. It's kind of a shit show. Kind of would rather see the field get shrunk a little bit so we can get some more long form answers and some not just like claps for like zinger clips, but also like follow-ups that follow-ups into elaborations that so you can get more to the policy substance, I would say, at least for me. But yeah, I'm excited to see that. So I'm actually more eager to get to the later ones. And it's unfortunate that I have to the content output gets dumbed down because of the the DMCA stuff.
Sure. Yeah.
But with that aside, shall we move on to the dim debates?
Yeah, go for it.
All right. So wait, before I do that, I got a brief thing here. I got my chat's asking me here. We had a topic that we brought up here like I want to say 2 episodes ago, or maybe it was 1. But apparently you hadn't seen Lion King. You were going to see the 2019 CGI Lion King the day of the podcast, and I'm supposed to ask you to follow up on that one here.
Yeah, I did see it. Yeah.
How was that for you?
Honestly, the whole time I was watching the movie, I was just super shocked that idea actually got greenlit. It was a horrible idea for a movie. I was super shocked. Yeah, I'm not sure. It looked like it was a really amazing tech demo, and it would have been a really good like 2-minute tech demo for for something. But like the thing you warned me about it, the lack of not what am I looking for, anthropomorphization, like it didn't work at all. Like the cats or the lions or whatever couldn't express anything, and so many of the mannerisms were lost that like totally destroyed like the characters. Like Scar was nothing like what he used to be. Some of the more emotional scenes were just totally lost. I really didn't like the color palette of the film. It was very super. It felt like I was watching, do you remember when people used to criticize Man of Steel when it came out?
Yeah, it had the perma Instagram filter. It just everything felt like a green screen filter to an extent.
Yeah,
nothing felt like grounded. Yeah,
it was super dull, and it was especially jarring and things like that. What was that song like? I just can't wait to be king. Whatever.
Yeah, when they were by literally what I was saying. Yeah, but when they were by the water hole, and it's so nothing. It's not extravagant at all like the original.
Yeah, he was super washed out.
Yeah. Going even further here, so the part when you're bringing up here about the anthropomorphism with and the lack of emotion that can be conveyed, again, whenever Simba is screaming after seeing Mufasa get stomped on during the stampede, no, and it dramatically zooms out, and it's just like it doesn't work at all, dude. That is like it's such a off-putting camera movement with the lack of emotional expression. It looks like that for me hit actual uncanny valley. Like I was really creeped out by that. Not even just like weirded out, like creeped out by that one. So that did not work at all for me.
Yeah.
And then another problem, now that you've seen, I can go in further detail here about it, is the final fight on Pride Rock, whenever it's like the female lions versus the hyenas. Like, dude, it was just dark. I couldn't see shit, dude. There were so many camera cuts between them all fighting. I couldn't make out a fucking thing, dude.
I don't know if I thought it was too dark or too many camera cuts. I mean, I think you could follow stuff like decently well. It was just kind of boring.
I don't know who was fighting who. I don't know which female lion was fighting which of the hyenas. I couldn't.
I couldn't tell any of the lions apart like that. Yeah, no.
Yeah. So I said I didn't know who to follow. I just see like a bunch of lions fighting a bunch of hyenas, and then eventually I see like Simba and Scar 1v1ing in the corner or whatever. But I don't know, so I don't know. That was just me.
No.
But yeah, no, yeah, it was a shit show. I was bored. I think I agree with you. It's a great tech demo. It was a terrible idea. If you go see it, all you're gonna do is just negative compare it to Lion King, the original, because like that one does a lot of things better. A lot of things better.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, also in this movie, I'm sorry, but like voice actors exist for a reason. Stop just farming celebrities to do voice acting for your movies. A lot of them just aren't good. The Timon and Pumbaa were actually so much better than every other voice actor in this movie. It was astounding. I thought that Scar was okay in most parts. There were a couple lines I thought were weird, like the "Long Live the King" line I thought didn't work. But for the most part, Scar was good. Obviously, Mufasa was good. And then Timon and Pumbaa were good. And everyone else in the movie, like all the Simba voices, the Nala voice, I thought they didn't work at all. It was really jarring, I thought. And like the hyenas and stuff, ugh.
I completely agree with you. Especially John Oliver as Ozzy. That from me, from the very jump, I could not, dude. Like, I don't know if it's because like I ended up watching Last Week Tonight when it comes out, but like, dude, I zero immersion for me. I just hear John Oliver saying shit, and it's never for me at all.
Maybe, yeah.
I completely agree with you,
I don't even think they named Rafiki in this movie, do they? Am I crazy? Did they?
dude. Rafiki's like a dude. He has no personality now. It's like he's just like the thing to make the plot move along a little bit. I feel like
Well, 'cause,
I never.
the movie before this is 30 hours. This or not 30 hours. This is 30 minutes longer than the original movie, right? I thought in the original
Correct.
movie we had more Rafiki time. I thought we knew that his name was Rafiki and stuff, and he was.
I know. I feel like
I don't understand. You added so much
you.
time, and we didn't even get.
And
his
we get
name.
less. Yeah, we get less, dude. I agree with you. I don't know.
Yeah.
I can tell you, I remember I was bored. I was bored a lot of it. So it definitely does feel bloated in some degree here compared to the original.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird.
It is definitely weird. But unfortunately, it made a fuck ton of money. Me and you are part of the problem. We voted with our wallets here. So that dude, that should have like a.
Oh yeah, holy fuck! All the Disney knockoff shit. You know, like I sit here and I'll even say it on streams and I was like, oh god,
You
like Disney's so
follow
stupid.
Rafiki,
Like
you know
there's
the
been
way.
so much Disney shit. Fucking Aladdin, Dumbo, The Lion King. Fuck, there are like 3 more. You've got Mulan coming out soon. I know there are 2 more other Disney movies too. Like either that Beauty and the Beast was remade like a year or 2 ago or however long ago that was. Like everything. But I mean, like all of these movies are still like pumping out like fucking hundreds of millions of dollars. Like it's insane.
Billions,
Oh yeah, The Little
actually.
Mermaid is coming soon. Like holy shit, yeah.
Yeah, billions. Beauty and the Beast made over $1 billion. This crossed $1 billion like on week 2. Like it's had like a 900 and I think I want to say like a 900 something million after international and domestic was counted in. Like it made a fuck ton, dude. But no, you're not wrong though. Yeah, this is definitely it's scary to see how much. I think Disney has. I read somewhere Disney has made like 7 billion in box offices here so far, or 7 billion in grossing. Between Captain Marvel, Dumbo, Avengers, Toy Story 4, Lion King, and still to come here, Maleficent 2, Frozen 2, and Star Wars Episode 9. Like those 3 are still coming out later this year, and damn well Frozen 2 is going to make $1 billion easy, and Star Wars is going to make $1 billion easy. So it's like, fuck, man, they might actually cross 10 billion grossing in 1 calendar year. That's ridiculous. That's insane.
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah, they're oh boy, too
How
big
does
to
it? I
fail.
don't understand. I guess anything about like U.S. like antitrust law. Like I don't know how. I don't know. I don't understand. It's whatever. I don't understand how Disney is
Yeah.
allowed to own like so much of the movie market. It seems insane.
I don't know, probably money in politics, something like that. Some kind of like, we'll promise to do good for the better of the people, whatever.
I don't know. Yeah.
I mean, isn't there? I mean, speaking of antitrust here, isn't there? Isn't T-Mobile buying out Sprint as far as U.S. other companies go? Isn't that merger happening? And I'm kind of wondering like, where was the antitrust there either? Like,
Isn't well?
gonna-
I mean, I guess you still have like Verizon and AT&T are like the other 2 huge carriers, right?
yeah, because they both been on a buying spree too.
Yeah.
Especially
So,
AT&T from Bell South in the 90s on to where it is now. But we're gonna be in a point where we only have like, if that merger goes through here, then the we're gonna have 3 cellular companies essentially. Yikes. Which is or 3 major ones I should say here with recently Verizon changed their plans now, and their cheapest plan is like $70 a month, which is just crazy.
damn. I think I have like a $60 unlimited everything plan, but it's because I have like a business plan. Thank God.
Yeah, I have a family share plan that I have a grandfather terms into, and my shit's also unlimited everything for about 60 a line, which is pretty nice.
Okay.
But like these new plans now, they're kind of garbage. It's like, actually, I was looking at it just yesterday. Actually, it's like Verizon's newest plan is like 70 for the cheapest one. So if you have like no friends, no family, yeah, fuck you. It's 70 starting plus a bunch of other fucking fees, and you get like 20 gigs of 4G LTE, and then from then on you get throttled, and you are hard coded to standard definition video for all broadcasting stuff or for all streaming video over 4G. So
Jesus.
yeah, so they hard cap you at like some kind of like kilobyte per second or whatever, and
Mhm.
you so if you're on Twitch, you literally just lag out if you try to play, if you try to like watch like Destiny streams at like 1080p on your
Mhm.
phone, on your like, I don't know, your fucking Pixel 3 XL whatever.
Yeah.
You can't do it. So you gotta get a higher plan. And they also they are now offering 5G in certain areas at this point, from what I saw in the contract plans. I don't know where it's currently offered now for Verizon staying here, but it's $10 extra for 5G access, which I thought was like, oh, I didn't see that coming. Actually, they're gonna charge more for 5G access. They're not gonna try to like, it's not just gonna be a standard upgrade here.
Probably for a while it's still new. Is 5G a real thing yet, or is this just like a nickname people are giving? Like, is it actually like a standard that people are embracing yet, or is this, because I know companies did this in the past with like 4G, where they started saying some things for 4G, but it wasn't actually like a real standard, and people were just fucking like upgrading their 3G networks or some shit.
There was a Wikipedia article. We actually had this discussion on my stream a while back here. There's a Wikipedia article about this that has like some loose criteria that's agreed to be that standard, but I didn't see anything definitive.
Okay.
Just the general idea of like where it pulls here is that it's like 5G is going to be like 200 megs down. Like it's gonna like dwarf, comfortably be over like 5, if not 10x the speeds of LTE. But the problem is it's the coverage, from what I understand, is pretty spotty. Like you got to be like, they need like way more distribution nodes or whatever, however it's going to work out here or something like that.
Do you have
so
okay, so go on.
Oh, it's just, yeah, so it's going to be like the expansion and the deployment of 5G is going to be a lot slower than 4G was. So like obviously big cities will get it first, but it's going to be a kind of a strategic thing to tackle to get it like out to the entirety of, like, for example, to get all of Chicago covered here. So it might start like downtown and have to like deploy in a very particular way.
Yeah.
But I would need someone smart to tell us more about that, honestly, because I don't know exactly how it works.
This is a random thing. I don't know if I asked you this before. Do you use an iPhone?
Yeah. I have
were you an Apple, or were you an Android user before?
No, I've coincidentally I've been on Apple for quite a while now. But I've been a stagnant, not particularly satisfied Apple user. I'm still on an iPhone 6s from like 2016. So I'm on the last iPhone with a headphone jack. So I've been rocking until the wheels fall off, waiting for 5G equipped phones to drop out so I can make an upgrade. It's gonna be like worthwhile.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I'm really I'm really close to buying an iPhone XS or whatever. Like.
Okay.
It's either that or a Pixel 3, and I don't know. I'm so sick of Android shit. I'm like really tempted.
Ooh, this is a fun topic here. What because man, because trust me, the chat's gonna get triggered here. They're gonna get so triggered about like either me, you both being Apple shills or being Android boys or Androts or Ambots or whatever.
Yeah.
What's going on in the Android camp that's got you mad right now? Is it the fragmentation of the software, or is it like the battery life being a pile of shit, or what's your concern?
I don't know. It feels like iPhones are just better user experiences, like just hands down. Like they've always been better than Android in terms of user experience, and I don't know. I just don't see like the reason. Like it feels like the hardware is slightly better on the iPhones as well. I don't know. I just don't see a reason to still use an Android phone. I'm like trying really hard.
Oh, interesting here actually. That I hear like a super duper opposite a lot of cases here. Because like the Apple ecosystem locks you down so hard. What you
I don't think that's true anymore. People said that might have been true like back in my day in like 2009, but I don't think that there is like a lockdown. Like every app that's available for Android is more or less I think available on iPhone and shit now. Like.
Yeah, that's kind of where I was for a while too. Like when I upgraded from my 5 to my 6, I was like, well, the App Store on Apple's like, this is like back in like 2014, 2015. Yeah, the App Store was just so much more. Had a more diverse selection of everything, like just because they had the consistency of hardware, so everyone was eager to port their apps over to the App Store. So I was down on that front here too. I had more apps to pick from to utilize for the phone for better, and I don't know if it's still the case now though. Actually, from what I hear, the Android App Store is kind of caught up with the Apple App Store, and there's like usually an app for every major thing you're looking for, whether it be the Twitch app or the iOS app or whatever.
Well, I've heard that for like, at least for what I do for streaming, I'm pretty sure that Android is still superior for those apps. Like the Streamlabs app, I think on iPhone is like kind of shit for streaming, compared to the one on Android. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I've also there's other things that are true too though. Like Apple gets away with like software optimization, so spec they're usually weaker. Notably here, I think the highest spec iPhone right now currently has 3 gigs of RAM, but like you can,
No
you
way. Is that
dude,
true? Aren't Android phones up to like fucking 8 or 12 gigs on some phone? It's really 3 gigs?
dude, check it out, man. But again, the thing is they have their quote unquote their software is hyper optimized. But yeah, we can Google it and see. I'm pretty confident, yeah, that the 10s Max is 3 gigs of RAM, and you can get like a equivalent like any given flagship competitor, whether it be Samsung or the Pixel.
Weird. Yeah, the iPhone is at 4 gigs. I know that the iPhone has better processors than, I think, like the A line of processors are usually better than the Snapdragons in terms of like raw benchmarks. I didn't realize that the memory on an iPhone was so low. That's really strange.
Okay, so I'm being correct here. The XS has 4 gigs of RAM now.
Yeah,
okay.
I say that. Yeah, I say 4 gigs. That's still pretty low compared to, but that's interesting, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, that's how they get them though. But apparently it runs fine, so we'll see. Also, their multitasking is a little bit different too, though.
Like I think on an iPhone you can't run apps in the background, kind of like how you can on Android because of the way permissions work for the OS or whatever.
Yeah, stuff like that. And fuck, what else is there? Like I feel like you can probably there's not really like a safety switch on Android. You can just kind of like do everything at one time and have your battery die in 30 minutes. Whereas like the iPhone OS, you can't like just run everything and run the battery to shit. Like there's like provisions to make sure that like apps can't have too many apps running too many things in the background simultaneously. So the battery's going to be just naturally pretty good.
Yeah.
Which I have to give credit for. Like like genuinely, I've heard nothing but praise for the for iPhone batteries at this point now. Like you can kind of like not give a fuck and just have shit run it could run like 18 hours straight or whatever. So, but yeah, no, I'm the only thing I'll tell you about that advice though, as far as the iPhone stuff, is that like you should, if you can wait, you should wait, because the current lineup right now is that the 2019 iPhones are going to be pretty lackluster. They're going to just have like a camera spec bump. And that's really about it. Unfortunately, because of the whole Qualcomm lawsuit or the Qualcomm thing they had going on there, Apple wasn't able to get their 5G modems done in time for this iPhone revision this year. So they have like nothing. They have nothing to show for it at this point. That delayed their entire thing. So you're getting a camera spec bump. And that's really about it. Same notch, same body style, no major revision. Not even like a reduced notch like you saw like in the new Samsung phones. No, same size notch and everything. But however, for the 2020 phone, there will be new shit. USB-C port, completely new body style, probably inspired by the new iPads that come out at this point, alongside having 5G modems built into it. So like if you want like a future-proof iPhone, it's gonna be a good investment if you want to remain in that ecosystem.
Oh shit, yeah. The iPhone even has the do you have like a built-in SIM to your thing, an eSIM? Are you using that?
No, I mean I'm on a 6S. I have the
oh yeah, I don't know if like future phone or if like the Pixel 3 has that, but the idea of having an eSIM in my phone and then traveling to another country and just popping in like a SIM and not having to play the fucking SIM switching game, that sounds so attractive actually. Holy shit. Have you ever, I don't know how much international travel you've done or if you have yet?
No, actually no. I would love to hear about this actually, because I want to be as prepared as possible for that kind of thing, because I have no clue what any of that shit means when you say that.
Yeah, basically you have like a little card that you put in your phone that is like gives your phone like its phone number and lets you text people and get data and shit. Whenever you travel to other countries, usually you have to swap these out for like a local country one. And it's really annoying. It's a huge fucking hassle. But the Pixels might have eSIMs and I'm not sure.
So the idea is, okay, so I understand SIM cards like do that, but so like if I fly from USA to Germany, I have to like land in Germany, I have to keep my phone completely off because it's going to charge me like 50 cents per megabyte or whatever, or something like that, right? For the insane roaming charges or something like that. And so it's advised to keep your phone off and just buy like a domestic SIM card to put into your phone, so that you're using the German towers or whatever. Is that correct?
Yeah, basically, yeah. Right.
And the convenience of an eSIM is that it just automatically swaps to the German towers.
Oh wait, my understanding, I don't know enough about this, so I can't really know. My understanding of this is that like to get a new eSIM, you have to like burn it in. You can't do that. You can't manage that on your own. Like a carrier has to actually burn that in for you. You can't just swap it on the go. But I could be wrong about that.
Interesting. Well, I feel like I feel like that could happen. I know that one advantage there is here is that the newer iPhones they have like a dual SIM tray, so maybe you can like you could just like
I don't think that's true.
no.
No, because that was one of the things I looked at. Because somebody said the new iPhone has dual SIM, which was really exciting to me. But then when we looked it up, it's one is an eSIM and then the other is a physical SIM tray. Unless the ones being announced like next month or whatever do.
Maybe. I don't know. So it's in the China models have dual SIM.
Oh
So
yeah,
like
someone says only
thing.
the Chinese version. Well, I'm not gonna buy a fucking Chinese phone. So that's,
Right.
well, technically all phones are Chinese, so.
Got them. Okay. But yeah, I mean, like you could just get like a, I mean, you could always get like a used 10s Max and then just like whatever sell it because typically Apple stuff does retain value pretty well. Like you can usually get like upwards of 80% of its original asking price like over a year later. So yeah, you could just get a 10s Max and then rock that shit, and then whenever you hear about all the cool shit that 2020 phone has, make a call there. That's what I would do personally. I'm not gonna tell you to sit here and like if you're not happy with your phone now, just fucking wait until wait until fucking next year, and just do what you got to do. But yeah, I'm currently on a 6S Plus, and I'm it's okay. Like I'm used to it now, but I would like Face ID. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I didn't know how badly I wanted that until I saw my friend like really break it down to me. Where like I'm using the Touch ID, the fingerprint to unlock, and then you have to like your thumb has to go in this kind of like unintuitive way of holding the phone to unlock your phone with the thumbprint.
Wait,
and it's like
you do a thumbprint on the iPhone?
Yeah, the home button is the well, the older models use a thumbprint. The newer models, like 20 I don't know, fuck whatever it is, 2017 onward, have the Touch ID, Face ID, where it scans your face. And you can look at your phone and it unlocks automatically here. But the big factor about the why that's so important to me is like I imagine because your phone you have Discord on it, you have Twitter on it, you get a lot of notifications. I don't know how many of them are probably problematic, right? You get a lot of emails, you get a lot of Discord DMs, you get a lot of shit. And so you're probably most frequently interacting from the lock screen rather than venturing into the app to do shit, I would say, if you're like me. And so for me on this older phone, I have to use my Touch ID, my fingerprint, and then I have to like tap the stuff here. But by comparison, if you have the Face ID unlock feature, you can just look at your phone, have it unlocked while still at the home screen, and just tap the notification to go into the thing you want to go to. Like you're skipping like 2 clicks entirely, which adds up very quickly for power users like myself, I would say.
Power users. I tried to turn on like oh no, I think I found out that there's a thing you can turn on that I have now where you have like your phone is automatically unlocked in some areas, and it's actually so helpful. Holy shit.
Oh, like a geotag thing? Like if you're
there's like one like if you unlock your phone once and then you're walking with your phone, you don't have to unlock it again. It just always stays unlocked, and then you can you can geotag it to like your house so that it's always unlocked inside your house or whatever, which is nice. So.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Damn, okay. That's cool.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I started using that. Although I still unlock my phone by habit a lot. Like I just pick it up because I'm so used to it. But
damn, okay, that's pretty hot actually. But yeah, that's that for you there. I mean, I'm kind of in the same market though. I'm definitely like waiting for a phone to really compel me over and win me over. I've heard that the Samsung Note is dope. I've heard that the Galaxy is dope. I've heard the OnePlus is dope. But I don't know, dude. The Android software kind of scares me because I hear super mixed things on the software. Honestly.
Yeah, it's fucking trash. Although I haven't tried like the iPhone enough, maybe I would change my mind on it. But I actually just had to reformat my Pixel 2 phone because it was getting so laggy and shit. And now it seems to be doing better again. But I mean, it's kind of disappointing considering I paid like an $800 phone for the Pixel 2. I don't remember what the MSR or what the retail was of this, but.
Yeah, it was something like that. Yeah, the phones have gotten expensive now for the flagships.
Well, yeah, that iPhone XS is like 1,100, I think, isn't it, or 1,200 for the maximum memory? It's insane. Yeah.
It's 1,500. Yeah.
1,500. What? Really?
If you want the 1 terabyte 10s Max.
Oh, for 1 terabyte. Damn.
Max spec. Yeah, it's like 1,450.
What's the one for tax. Like the 5? What is it, like the 512 or whatever?
The 512 is about 1,250.
Okay, yeah, I think that would have been the one I'd be looking at. But is it? Can you swap the? Oh, so SD cards are like that's like deprecated.
Am I getting it wrong here? I might be getting it wrong actually. Fuck, I'm pretty confident it's 256 gig and then 512 and then 1 terabyte. But Chad can quote me here. I'm pretty sure the top spec ones of 1 terabyte storage. I'm sorry, what were you saying though?
Hold on, I'm sorry, I'm clicking through to see how much it costs. The most expensive one I see is the 512, and that's for $1,449. God
Okay, then,
damn.
damn it, man, they don't even offer a 1 TB for 1,500, dude.
Oh, but they're like, we just don't do swappable SD cards anymore, do we? Did we just decided never to do that?
Yeah, because Apple kind of trained the consumer to bend over and take it.
Okay.
For
even
a
on
while,
do Pixels do Android phones do this? Like on a Samsung or a Note, are there like SD cards? You can move in
I
and out,
want to
or?
say only the Note has expandable storage at this point. It's kind of a dying trend now, because people just get away with it. Headphone jack, you can get away with it because of Apple. Expandable storage, you can get away with it because Apple didn't do it either. So, so yeah, unfortunately, oh wait, it's not a dying trend. I'm being corrected here right now. Okay, well, feel free to correct me in chat. What other, besides the Note, what other models are having what other flagships have expandable storage in them via micro SD cards or nano
Apparently,
SD cards?
Galaxy and Samsung do so.
Okay. Okay. All right. There
I
we
don't
go.
buy
So Samsung.
non-flagship phones, guys. So don't name me this Huawei, OnePlus, whatever bullshit. Okay. If the phone costs less than $700, I don't even fucking look at it. Okay. Get the fuck out of here.
You know, you sound like right now. You sound like any given Southerner at a freaking car dealership. If it ain't Ford, I don't give a fuck about it. All right. I ain't no fucking pussy. I don't want no goddamn Chevy.
Yep, get that shit out of here, okay? I don't buy discount phones. I'm a streamer, okay? I need the best of the best of the best.
There you go, baby. If my computer has more RAM than my phone, the phone's trash.
Well,
like,
that's not fair because that's probably always gonna be true now, right?
I mean, dude. I mean, fuck.
Your computer at this point should have 16 gigs of RAM minimum, right?
Well, okay. For a streamer PC, yeah. I mean, I don't know. Actually, no. Now, do you think the average user in 2019 has a 16 gig base RAM?
Probably not the average user, but I don't think the average user is buying a $1,400 phone either, right?
Right. Yeah, as I'll say, I feel like at this point now it's like expect to have at least 8. But I don't know if the average user. I mean, sure, the average Twitch user is probably some like try hard.
In terms of gaming, it wouldn't surprise me if the average gaming PC had between 4 and 8 still. That wouldn't surprise me.
Ooh, if you have 4, I'm kind of like Monka S on your ass a little bit there.
Is there a Steam link to like a Steam survey for that? I'd be curious.
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering like who still has 4 in 2019.
People that use Internet Explorer, because if you use Chrome, you're not gonna be able to survive on 4 gigs because it'll eat all your fucking RAM up.
You ain't lying there, dude.
Holy shit, Chrome is so fucking memory hungry. What the fuck happened?
And, I think I idle at like 2.7. Yeah, right now I'm using 4.8.
Do you guys remember back in the? It's so weird how apps. Oh god, I hate that I even say apps. It's so weird how programs change over time. I remember back in the day when Chrome came out.
I gotta think. Wait, dude, you hit me. All right, you give me some good topics here. Okay, so you're saying app because you hate how programs have all been like kind of condensed.
I don't know why we call it apps now. Yeah, they're programs. Like, whatever. But I mean, yeah, I know we call them apps now because of phones. But like back in the day when Chrome came out, maybe I'm misremembering this, but I thought Chrome was like this fucking 120 like kilobyte fucking download. It was this insanely fucking compact, insanely fucking optimized web thing. You downloaded it and it was done in like a second, and it was like so compact and sick. Like I thought it was like insane. And then now it's like Chrome. Oh my god, dude, the memory on this program is fucking insane. Holy shit.
What are you, poor, bro? Fucking get some more RAM, bitch.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, fuck, dude. Look, I'm not gonna lie to you. This is actually funny you bring up this topic right now because I recently upgraded my my gig to its max capacity of RAM. So now I have a 64 gigs of RAM.
Jeez, why? What the fuck? What do you just have like a disk stored on your RAM, or like a virtual disk, or what?
I could if I want to, if I want to be cool.
Yeah, holy shit.
No. So what happened here is I had 16 up until about 2 weeks ago. But I had Twitch chat open in its own pop-out tab, and I would routinely, I'm doing these dank ass 10-12 hour streams, and I have like average probably about 20 Chrome tabs open between various YouTube videos and everything else, right? And the Twitter links and all that. And so eventually, like around like hour 9 to 10, it would tell me out of memory. It was like, I don't know if like there's certain allocation of RAM dedicated to Chrome or whatever, but I was like, okay, well, I feel like if I just had like more RAM, that would fix the problem permanently. Not to mention, whenever I'm offline, I found I had if I have like a Adobe Premiere Pro and Photoshop open doing some like editing shit, I don't know, it was getting a little problematic in the RAM area as well because both programs are hungry as fuck for shit. So and then also not to mention here too, we ran into issues whenever when me and you do video calls on Discord while I'm streaming. Ran into issues there as well, actually. Just like shit was lagging out left and right, dude. I had like a lot of lag there. I was getting throttled on on it might have been a CPU throttle. I'm not quite sure. I wasn't looking at the time here, but I was like, okay, more RAM certainly wouldn't hurt. I'm on DDR4 now. My rig can cap out at 64 gigs. It's actually way cheaper than I thought it was. I was gonna be actually a much more expensive thing, but it was like only like $230. I say only 200, but yeah, to quadruple my RAM from 1664 was $230 for the deal I found. I was like, all right, cool, let's do it.
Damn. I always like that there's always like some random fucking event going on in Taiwan where it's like, oh, the oceans are flooded today. Like all RAM is going to be $700 fucking per gigabyte now. Like, sorry, like that random.
Dude, do you remember when the when mechanical hard drives were like fucking? What was this like? It was like 2010, 2011. They were just like very expensive for a very long period of time because of Taiwanese floods or whatever.
I thought it was always RAM. I don't remember hard drives, but maybe it was hard drives too. Yeah. I remember a long time ago when people were saying that like flash memory was going to completely replace hard drives in like a year, and it still hasn't happened yet. Hard drives are fucking huge today.
Actually, I was looking the other day, because I was looking to start like recording more of my footage offline, and because of this whole DMCA shit or whatever, and it was like, you know how far we've gotten now? They have 1 terabyte micro SD cards now that that just came out.
That's insane. Holy shit. Yeah.
That's fucking crazy, and that 7,200 RPM mechanical hard drives now are up to 16 terabytes.
Oh damn! I haven't seen that. The last I saw were like 4 terabytes, but yeah.
Yeah. I saw. Now it's expensive as fuck though. It's like $450 or $500, but same thing for the 1 terabyte SD card, by the way.
Wait, SSDs are cheaper than hard drives now per gigabyte? I haven't seen that at all. Source, Dennis. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah. So yeah, it should be
Wait, why are people saying SSDs are cheaper than hard disk drives? What are you guys talking about? Per gig?
Wait.
Show me a 1 terabyte SSD. Can't you buy 1 terabyte hard disk drives for like $30 now? Or like 4 terabyte drives for like $60? Show me a 4 terabyte SSD that you can buy for like less than $2,000. What are you talking about?
Yeah. Anyway, we're getting a lot of talks here now. I want to say a 1 terabyte SSD you can get for like under 400, maybe even under 300 now. The 4 terabyte SSD, I don't know what that goes for at this point.
I've never seen a 4 terabyte SSD before. They might exist, but they're probably absurdly fucking expensive.
Oh, no, they exist for sure. And then the new thing now though is like even SSDs are kind of like old news, because now the new thing is the M2s, because those have like
that's what I got.
Fucking gross ass read and write speeds.
Yeah, it's insane. Well,
yeah, they have.
Read and write speeds are good, but I think the big standard or the big push on those over mechanical drives is always the IOPS. I think the instantaneous operations per second, basically that it can find stuff instantaneously on the drive without having to spin it up with a mechanical drive. Yeah, super.
And also got someone to do the hybrid thing too now, where they're like they kind of do what you're describing there via some kind of like micro utility of some kind of like flash memory functionality.
Yeah. Okay, you guys only give me 1 terabyte SSDs for $130. I'm pretty sure you could find like 6 terabyte hard disk drives for $130. Chill.
Okay. All right. And well, point is, yeah, things have gotten a lot cheaper, but I recall when we were at kind of like a sour spot in the early 2010s where like flash storage was still really expensive, and Taiwanese floods happened, and mechanical hard drives were also like in scarce supply. And it was just like, fuck, dude. It was like, so that was kind of the problem then. Then you fast forward to the crypto mining craze that happened a couple years back, or still happening now, or whatever. And like supply and demand for hard drives, or sorry, for graphics cards were also really, really bad too. Like building a PC rig kind of sucked ass, because you were just like, man, I'm about to get fucked hard on this GPU purchase right now.
Holy shit, dude! Those 2000 series, isn't a 2080 like fucking $1,600 or some shit?
A 2080? I'm sorry.
The 2080 graphics card, the higher end, like the
the GTX 2080.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, actually, I don't know what those go for now. Actually, I haven't.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of a 2080 Ti. My bad.
Yeah. This thing is I'm looking now. It's like $600-700 for that card.
Wait, what? That's way cheaper than I thought. 2080 Ti for $600?
Wait. I'm sorry. This is 2080 period. 2080 Ti. Oh, yeah. Never mind. My bad, dude. You're right. $1,100 to $1,400 depending on the.
Okay. Didn't these cards debut at like over $1,400?
Probably. Yeah. Well, this is the top of the line here though, so yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. Should be crazy, dude. Fuck, man. I don't even know like what we're. I'm trying to think of what game's even pushing this to the limit right now. Like what game's pushing a 2080 Ti to its absolute capacity at this point, if anything.
I mean, probably a lot. The thing
I mean,
is that
I'm
like
assuming
the
we're waiting
increase in
on,
resolution and frame rate has like caused a exponential demand for graphics power. Like powering things at 1080, 1080p, 60 FPS is trivial these days. But if you bump it up to
What's
1440p and then you go to like
Mhm.
144 plus FPS, you're calling for a lot more processing power. It's insane.
You're not wrong there. You're right.
Is
1080p
1440p, is that twice as many pixels as 1080p?
It is quite a bit. I know the numbers are kind of misleading when you think about the pixel density. Yeah, it's definitely a fuck ton more.
It's 1920 by 1080, and then it's 1440 by, is it 2560 is the resolution? I think it's, so it's almost twice as many pixels. It's 2 million pixels versus 3.7 million pixels. So like,
Yeah, it's important to remember here that 1440p is not like it's not quote unquote 2K. 2K is a little bit different. Because 4K is what 3860 by 2160 or fuck, I forget the fucking number offhand here.
oh, I was calling it 2160p. 4K is 3840 by 2160, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
If you're ever having trouble remembering what it is, 4K is literally, it would be like having four 1080p screens in a square. So 1920 by 1080, so you would just double that. So it would be 3840 by 20, whatever, 2060. 2160, yeah.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it's fucking crazy, man. I don't know what to say about that one really. I would assume here that the be all end all would be kind of like probably another Rockstar PC game port, because I recall that like the original, like I think it was the GTX 1080 that came out whenever the PC port of GTA 5 dropped. Like you needed like a fuckload, you needed some power, dude. Like most cards in the market couldn't handle running GTA 5 at max, minus this one certain card. I think it was a 1080, I could be wrong though. So whenever inevitably Red Dead Redemption 2 comes to PC, I would assume that game, because it's really really pretty, would probably push this thing all the way, essentially. Like it would be kind of like the paywall boundary to like how cool you are. Like I can do it, dude. I can run Crisis, I can run Red Dead Redemption 2, I can run it all, baby. Run it all on max.
Maybe,
yeah. Anyways though, so I'm kind of on a huge tangent here now. Do you want to get into some debate stuff?
Yeah, sure.
Call it our last topic today here. So we got dim debates. Dim debates. I don't know what to call it, I guess July 2019. I don't know if it's round 2. Was it the second round of debates?
Yep, it's round 2.
Round 2, okay. All right, so Democratic primary debates, round 2. Okay. Let's hop into it then, dude. What we got here? I have. So there's two things taken here. We have night 1 and night 2. Night 1, in my opinion, was more eventful than night 1 or than night 2, because night 1 contained Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren.
Oh, I thought night 2 was way more eventful, but go ahead.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, also to be fair though, I didn't get to catch all of night 2. Because
we were dealing with the DMCA shit.
Yeah. I'm just, like the middle hour I probably missed, and I've tried to catch highlights since then, but I wasn't able to like find them very easily until someone told me it was on like CNN-politics.com. It wasn't on their official website. So, anyways though, but yeah, okay. Well, what do you want to begin then? Where do you want to go with this whole thing?
I don't know. I mean, I guess what do you want to talk about? I guess night 1 was Bernie, Warren. Let's see, Delaney. Yeah. I remember
Marianne Williamson, Tim Ryan, Klobuchar, Pete Buttigieg, Bernie, Warren, Beto O'Rourke.
I don't think. I think from the first one, the most interesting takeaway that I had was that I think that the Medicare for all will become a big debate point between a lot of these running candidates. I think that's going to be that Bernie's plan to eliminate all private insurance is going to be a huge stickler for future healthcare plans. And I think, did Warren want to eliminate all insurance as well? Was she roped into that as well? I don't remember. I haven't read her healthcare plan yet. But I think that this is one of the tweets people got mad at, but I think Delaney was showing there were some really effective ways to attack that position that progressives need a better response for.
I feel like do you feel that way? Because I kind of I don't know if I really agree with that actually. Because like when Delaney kept bringing down how like standards are going to be lower and we can't, and then like Bernie countered that by saying, you know, hey, well, it's not really a business. You know, as long as you have, I kind of agree with that stance here. As long as it's going to be like a private care as opposed to like, you know, what he's letting survive with supplemental care, you're giving them the ability to still survive kind of like a cockroach, and they're going to inevitably want to just like use lobbying power, swaying influence, or anything else, or to just like poison and corrupt the
Yeah, I mean, like
purity of what
from a
public
policy standpoint, I mean, you can argue one way or another, but the fact is that the average American still really likes their private coverage, like pretty overwhelmingly so. They like the average American. The average American like is pretty bigly in favor of like their employee private plans. They are in favor of generally the health coverage they receive. Like for some reason, like a lot of
where are you hearing this? What are you talking about, dude? Most employee private care is usually some kind of like garbage network you can't really do shit with. Like,
no, that's absolutely not true. No, most people are really like are bigly in favor of their fuck.
Oh no, he's coming up.
I know I should have saved this shit. I'm going to be arguing with progressives about healthcare a lot, but I think the polling came out to like I think 80% of people are happy with their private plan, and then I think the polling data for like for how Americans rate their healthcare coverage. So like here's this a Gallup poll. So like this is Americans' rating of their healthcare coverage and the quality of their healthcare. Most of them like pretty overwhelmingly still rate it as being good. And then the I wish I had the employee. There's one for like how people rate like their employee plans. Is like very overwhelmingly good. Like it's not even close. Oh wait, here you go. This is part of like some of the larger KFF studies. Fuck. I think I can find this down here.
So the thing here is like, okay, usually when you're here's how I usually understand it, right? Usually whenever you get a private care healthcare provided by your employer, usually it's under some kind of network of their choosing.
Yep.
So you rarely have like the options to really like explore networks. You're kind of at the slavery of whatever your healthcare provider from your employer is going to really give you. I just don't really see like how like whenever I'm seeing advertisers like, yeah, here's the, you know, we want to keep choice. So that's why we're letting private care still remain. It's like, well, what choice is there really? The choice is like the choice made predetermined by your employer, right? And you're just going to pick whatever like is the bare minimum to like get the job done legally to get you some kind of provided coverage.
Sure, but what does this have to do with anything?
Well, Delaney kept pushing it like how, you know, I want to give people choice, and it's like, you know, well, there's not really, it's kind of the illusion of choice under like these like mandated networks that are some terms attached to some usually.
Yeah, but like whether it's the illusion of choice or not, that's like Jesus, whoops. That's the progressive weight to bear. They have to make that case publicly, and I don't think Bernie did it effectively when Delaney was attacking him. Like right now, this like the facts are that most Americans like their private insurance, most Americans like their private healthcare, most Americans aren't in favor of a Medicare for all plan that makes it illegal to buy private insurance, and it's going to be so incredibly easy to attack a platform that has that I just think people like Bernie need to have a better response ready for when people attack them like that. It's really hard because the online conversations are so different, and I know I say this, like I use the term like internet politics a lot on my Twitter, but internet progressives dramatically miss the average Democratic electorate, and most people are happy with the private coverage that they get at their job. Most people don't have these horrible uninsured experiences. There are people that are uninsured, and actually even if you go by those polling numbers and you break down the data, you can see that like, so like I linked you a picture from it, like that like the poorer you are, the less satisfied you are with your healthcare. But that's like below like 30K in income, right? Even people making between 30K and 75K are still pretty overwhelmingly in favor of their health insurance. So this has to be addressed.
I will admit I'm unprepared to contest something interesting right now as far as the poll you're citing here.
Yeah, but this
on that front alone though, like dude, half of Americans make under 30K or less a year. So you're saying like, oh yeah, just the poor ones are unhappy. Well, it's still like half the population, dude.
I don't know if half the population is making less than 30K a year. I don't know those numbers off the bat.
Let me get that for you.
So like the median personal income in the United States is $31,000 right now.
I don't know if I have like some like super duper credentials on that one here, but that fact stuck with me pretty hard when I first read into it. I was like, ooh shit, that is not good.
Also,
All right, so even if I was off by 1K, and if you're agreeing that's 31K, that's still like.
well, sure, but even those people making less than 30K, like 60% of them rate a positive experience with their private insurance. So like you have a huge hurdle to overcome. Basically, like my policy criticism is like I don't think you should be pushing banning private insurance. It's a really, really, really bad idea. Like this is more extreme of a healthcare plan than most European countries. Like there's no reason to
Now,
be that
are
extreme.
you saying that because you say that because of like the pollability
Yeah,
of
it's
the whole.
unelectable. Nobody like people like it's such an easy way to attack you. If you're going to tell me that you're going to ban my private insurance that I like, it's so easy to attack you. Obama said we wouldn't lose our doctors. People did. You want to get rid of private insurance? It's going to change my healthcare. Like these attacks are so easy, and there's no reason for it. Just give a good public option and let people buy supplemental insurance that they want. There's no reason to ban a private options. It's so ridiculous. Or I mean, like I guess like ideologically, like you can be in favor for it, but like the polling like dramatically sits against progressives against this. When you start asking people if they're in favor of Medicare for all, and then you mention that their private plans are going to be dropped, like support for this drops by like 20 points. Destiny, how do you pay for a public option if you're poor? It's public, you fucking moron. You don't have to fucking pay for it. Sorry.
Yeah. I don't know, dude. I just don't see that. I don't see like the point in pursuing like having a public funded option as long as private exists, because private is going to want to continually attack and like neuter the public option of all its competitive advantages eventually. Because
well, sure, but like if you have like I mean, if enough people are happy with their public option, I mean, private people can attack it all they want. If it works, people are going to like it. People are going to vote for it.
Okay. So I'll have to come back then with this one, because I find this so hard to swallow that like there's positive experiences in private healthcare when their entire agenda in the private healthcare sector is just to decline coverage and fuck everyone over with and kind of like continued expanding list of pre-existing conditions to just continue to fuck them out the door and make them pay deductibles further and further.
Sure.
I just don't. Again, I'm anecdotal here, unfortunately, so I can't attack that point hardcore. But just like I've never heard of anyone actually enjoying their private care from the.
Yeah, but I mean, who talks about health insurance online? Nobody pops onto Twitter to be like, I really like my private health insurance. Like a lot of the people that like these are working class people that don't spend all day arguing about socialism and shit on Twitter. Like it's just like normal people that go to work and they go home, and if they have like a doctor appointment or some shit, they set up their insurance and everything works fine. Like people that I talk to in the streaming world, you know, fucking hate all that insurance shit, you know, because they're online ragey progressives and they talk about how horrible healthcare is. But if you meet like real people, like I've talked to plenty of like actual people, like non-streamer friends that are like, oh shit, like my insurance is fucking sick. Like I'm covered by my parents until I'm 26. Like I can just make an appointment at the doctor and go get my prescriptions and shit for free. Like Rachel tells me that she's really fucking happy with the insurance that she has that covers her and Nathan at her job. So I mean, like they're like a lot of normal people are happy with their insurance. Like it covers their prescriptions, they get their shit. A lot of the money is deducted from their paycheck. They don't even fucking see it. Like yeah, there's a lot of people that work that are like happy with the insurance they have, or young kids that are covered by their parents that are happy with their insurance.
Okay. So if let's just take that one for what it is right now, because like I can't contest this any further. On that front, do you feel like the masses perceived what Delaney was saying on night one as like a fighting for them? Like Delaney advocating?
I think that so my prediction was
like separate of what you think about Delaney's points here, do you feel like the public is taking like Delaney's side here? Because I didn't really see any positive coverage of Delaney at this point.
Well, actually, I think CNN said that Delaney was one of the winners of that night. I personally think that he'll get a lot more recognition. Now, he's already polling pretty fucking low, so even if he doubles his polling numbers, he'd still be polling under 2%. So I don't know if it'll I don't think it's going to bump him into the next tier of candidates. Supposedly, he the next day in fundraising after the debates, he'd raised 20 times an increase that night than he had any other. But I don't know if he was raising that much at all anyway, so I don't know how relevant those numbers are. I'll be curious to see how the polling moves in like the next week, but I wouldn't expect it to like massively shoot up. But
we'll have to see. It's also important to consider too here, like the who is saying what, because like if CNN said this versus like I don't know, like CNN, like dude, I mean, you saw what Jake Tapper was doing there with the freaking with the super right wing talking questions and the smear questions and the loaded questions that were being supplied.
Yeah, so like again, like I love you so much, but like the only people that think these are super loaded questions are online progressives. Like the majority of the Democratic electorate are not socialists. They're not ready to like have this giant move left to the revolution. There are lots of people in the Democratic Party who think that Bernie is too far left. Like
so whenever they hit Bernie again about hey, so you want to raise taxes on the middle class here, like they focusing a question frame like that rather than like what is going to happen in the net positive of Medicare for all isn't the right way to that's not like a gotcha question in your opinion?
I mean, didn't they asked it of every candidate, right? Like, are you going to raise taxes on the middle class to pay for your thing? I mean, that's a question that's going to come up in the general. Like, if you don't have an answer in the primaries when there's 20 other people on stage that agree with you, like, dude, you're fucked for the general. Like, I mean, you should have an answer to that. If you can't effectively answer that question, like, you don't deserve to make it to the general anyway. It's a totally legitimate question. If you want to pay for shit like free college and free healthcare and all that shit, you need to have a way to pay for it. People are going to ask you that question. It's a totally fair question. The idea that we should be softballing all of our people through the primaries until we can like crown some king or queen that goes on to face Trump, because dude, the questions from the Republican establishment are going to be a million times more brutal than like, I don't know. When people say like, how are you going to pay for your healthcare plan is like a brutal right-wing talking point from CNN, I'm not buying it. Like, you should have that.
Well, not that. It was kind of like, I guess I'll get more specific here. Whenever Jake Tapper asked Bernie that question, it was like yes or no. And it was kind of going to be in this way where I'm going to get this like zinger out of context clip to just smear Bernie tomorrow. And I feel like he wasn't going to be given the opportunity to like elaborate on, well, yes, but for this reason, which leads to this thing, which will be the net positive. It will save everyone money and fix the deficit long term over 10 years. Like, there's the answer is we will raise them, but there's like, which he did do in 2016.
Yeah, and they did
Or in 2020.
Yeah, but when he answered directly, all they did was he used it for an out of context clip about, hey, he wants to tax the fuck out of you, which is like,
has that happened? Are there all these articles being written where it's like Bernie wants to raise taxes on the middle class?
This happened in 2016. Yes, this is what they want, the zinger out of context clip that literally happened like right after one of the debates in 2016.
Okay.
Like that's exactly what Jake Tapper wants to do. Like I promise you, if Bernie had answered it and not pivoted it, it would have been an out of context clip to try to smear Bernie, because the corporate media wants to like shit on anyone who's like not going to be controlled in any kind of way.
Okay. I mean, if you can't answer these questions in the primaries, though, you're going to get fucking slaughtered in the general. So I'd rather the chaff be cut now anyway. If Bernie can't handle like answering a question, but between like raising taxes on the middle class, if he intends to do so on a stage full of 9 other Democrats that support him, I wouldn't trust him to be able to answer the question on a stage with Trump, because it's going to be a million times worse.
So I agree with you there. He should be able to answer the question. If he can't, yeah, that's bad on him. Just more that I guess I'm frustrated because of the format, and that it leads to just maximum smearing. That to me gets really frustrating when there's like good candidates out there. Sure. So I'm just hoping that like things get better. But yeah, that was like really disingenuous. He even doubled down on it. And then like, I don't know. It's like, okay, when would you call that disingenuous question being asked her? Because there was a similar one about how later in that night, Jake Tapper asked Bernie again here. I don't make it specifically Bernie ones, but they were like the worst ones in my opinion. He asked him, hey, Trump said, and when he was running for election in late 2015 / early 2016, that the USA shouldn't be the world's police. And you've said the similar thing at that time. Why? And the question was something along the lines of like, why should Americans want to vote for you when you have similar stances like President Trump? And it was like this like super like weird framing of the question. I was like, are they trying to trying to do some kind of equivalence to like that Trump and Bernie are similar, some kind of degree. It was like a really, really weird reach. I mean, he was able to like, deflect it entirely here, but it was kind of like, I got you. See, you and him align on one little thing now. And now,
that question might have been really dumb. I don't remember that. I just because I don't remember from the first time. But yeah, if it was asked in that way, that's a pretty loaded question. That's probably not fair. Sure. Okay.
Well. Okay. Cool. So I wish I remembered more here. So aside from that, did you I'm trying to think here. I'm looking at I'll link you a picture here. I got a picture of some of all the candidates here. You can just like look at them and we can talk about them here. From night one, do you feel I actually recall here Pete did a pretty good job. Pete, I mean, I gotta give him that. He's a very charismatic speaker. I'm not a fan of him.
Yeah, like, Pete sounds very presidential. He carries himself on stage.
Oh my god, yeah, he does it better than. It's funny because by comparison, like Beto tries to sound like Obama, and it's like really, really annoying.
Beto always looks like he's about to start crying. I don't know. I don't like him.
Yeah, it's just oh my god, dude. Beta's such a joke to me at this point. But yeah, Pete threw some really smooth answers. I liked a lot.
Pete had some really good like soundbite answers too.
Yeah. I feel like the normie perception would be that Pete's like a smooth talker. He's a really smooth talker. But yes, policy stuff's kind of like a little jank for me here. I'm looking back now. Tim Ryan got dumpster. Do you recall that one? Whenever he was
Which one? I don't remember hardly anything he said. He faded away. Him and Amy should not be there anymore. But
I want to say Tim Ryan was the one who said, "You don't have to yell." Like whenever like Bernie snapped back at him and was like,
"Oh yeah."
Yeah, when Bernie
Was
was
that when Bernie
like,
said I wrote the damn bill, or was that?
yeah, I wrote the damn bill. And it's like, well, you don't have to yell. You don't have to yell. So you had that right there. How do you feel about Marianne Williamson? I feel like dude,
Unironically,
yeah.
she had a really good second half performance. She had some very memorable lines. She spoke really well. Overall, she's still a fucking meme candidate, but
I agree. No, I agree. She's a meme candidate. I completely agree with that. But I feel like I'd even go as far as say she might be one of the top performers. Like she's like in the top 5 of night one.
yeah, maybe
because of like but still meme obviously. But like,
But I'm pretty sure she's like said some weird shit. Like I think she's like anti-mental health. I think she's like an anti-vaxxer. Like she's got a lot of like really fucking out there weird ass fucking positions. Like, yeah.
Yeah. So she's an author. Have you read any of her book stuff at all?
Nope.
So okay. I did catch one David Pakman clip where he said he was quoting like a segment from her book. So I'm kind of quoting a quote of a quote here. So take it as like super vague, but she has some really out there stuff, dude, when it comes to like her perception on like sickness, and that it's like her whole thing is like that sickness is like a self-perceived ailment, and
I think
that
like there was like a quote that she gave where it's like I'm not against mental health, but I think that like a tarot card reader can give you just as good a diagnosis as a medical profession. I'm paraphrasing a lot. It wasn't exactly, but it was something along those lines. So it was like really
yeah, it was yeah, and that meditation can like solve a lot of people's issues right now if more people meditated. Like she had some really out there like kind of pseudoscience kind of stuff. So yeah, she's got I think as she gets further in, if they ever actually bring up any of her concrete advocations in her writings, it'll get her plummeted, or maybe well, I don't fucking know actually.
Maybe. I mean, Donald Trump was anti-vax, so I mean, I don't think the American people.
Oh, wait, can we real quick here, minor little thing? Can we talk about how there's a sound clip from I think wasn't Trump at a rally last night, and he said that we're gonna cure childhood cancer.
Something, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, like he literally said that. I saw the clip and everything. Like we're gonna solve the AIDS epidemic and we're gonna cure childhood cancer. That's what he said. I was just like, okay, all right, cool. Is the magic wand behind you in the podium here? Like what's going on? So okay, I'm looking who else here now. So I think that's about it for that. I think in
round 2, the second night,
yeah.
I think that Biden held his own really well. A lot of people get really triggered. A lot of people were attacking him, but he was way more awake that night than he was the first round of debates. It's kind of disappointing because in the first round, I actually thought that Biden was gonna fucking drop or some shit. He looked like a modern day like Bill Clinton. Like he was super like out of it. Like I thought he was like old and tired and couldn't talk to anybody or do anything. His first round of debates was so horrible. I couldn't believe it. Like he just showed up and expected to win. But on the second round, he was very lively. He was much more awake and he was handling attacks way better. I think that with all those people hitting him on stage, I think he ended up like either maintaining his neutrality or coming off looking better. I don't think those attacks were as effective as people wanted them to be.
Unfortunately, I can't. This is where I apologize here, dude. I didn't get a chance to like catch the hour I missed, so I'm just a huge chunk of the middle. I've caught some highlights on YouTube, but
it's
I didn't
basically
get to catch,
like for like an hour or two, like people were non-stop attacking him. It was insane, and he held his own like a lot better after the first debate, way better than I would have expected him to.
Okay. I did see. So here's what I did see. Okay, I saw the first 40 minutes until we got DMCA'd. And then I was like livid, dude. I was like offline. I was walking around. I was freaking out. I called Twitch Partnership. Had like a 30-minute phone call with them about what the fuck's going on and what I should do. Immediately then I went and emailed freaking Time Warner's little whatever the fuck email account and ate their asshole for like 3 paragraphs straight, trying to get that shit taken care of. Hoping they would reply that night. And then finally I just chilled my Discord and watched the final 20 minutes of it. So I saw like closing statements at that point. That's pretty much it. So there's a huge gap where I didn't see shit. So I don't know what I need to go back and rewatch all that to see what happened there. But I did catch some highlights though. I did hear that Tulsi called out Kamala's voting record on some of the incarceration things she's done before.
I saw some of that, but I think Kamala didn't like respond like in a substantive way, but I think her responses were good enough that they sounded okay. I don't think Tulsi did any damage to Kamala. I know that there are a lot of Kamala haters.
You don't?
No, I don't think so.
I saw the answer to that one. To me, it was a total dodge. She just like,
but that's okay. It still sounded really good. It doesn't matter if it's a total dodge or not. Like it sounded fine. Like You have to keep in
No.
mind that like when normal people are watching this, they're not like plugged in, like reading like political news like every fucking day, and they know like all the policy positions and shit, and they're gonna like be evaluating people on their policies. Like the best example of this is to look at like so here's like a common misconception
So
line.
you're not wrong, but I mean, goddamn, dude, when it's a 100% dodge, like it was a 100% dodge.
Yeah, that's what Trump did to every single question in his debates with Hillary. Like,
I don't know if that's directly comparable though. But okay, no, you're right. I will agree with you. They are need to do a better job of like keeping the normie perception active here because, I mean, but at the same time here though, are normies even watching the primaries though?
I mean, they're being polled.
I guess I guess we'll see then. I don't know.
I'm not sure how many people are like actively watching the debates. I mean, I'd imagine like a substantial amount are actually, because you saw like after the first round of debates, some of the polling like demonstrated that like there were significant shifts in support for Kamala, which only could have come from like the night after the debate. So yeah, I mean, I would say there's like a noticeable amount of people watching, or if they're not watching the debates, they're watching the reactions other people are having to the debates.
Yeah, I still don't agree with that though. I'll agree with you. It's important to keep the normie perception in mind here, so like, we get an idea of how things are going to be whenever debates are like finalized on who's primary for each party. But like Kamala, to me, took the L there because it was 100% dodge. It completely avoided any kind of like accountability of what she had done with her actions. Just totally was hitting with the facts. Same thing with who was the other one that got clapped really hard here? Fuck. I mean, there was a thing between Cory Booker and Biden, but I didn't get to see it in detail though. Something about Kool-Aid or whatever. Did you hear about this one?
Who and Biden? Kamala?
It was Biden and Booker. Apparently
Kool-Aid?
Booker made one line about sipping Kool-Aid or some shit like that.
Oh fuck! I actually saw this. What was it? Oh, I don't remember the quote exactly, but yeah, I remember this as one of Booker's attacks. But I'm almost I think I was actually watching when he said this too, but I don't remember it exactly. But yeah. Oh yeah, this is what we call dipping into the Kool-Aid without knowing the flavor or something. I think this was in response to, because I think Biden launched a pretty big series of attacks against Booker's record. Holy shit! And then that was how Booker responded. Like yeah, but.
Oh, okay. Oh, so it was him in defense then. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. If he didn't elaborate, it was just like, hey, you're not in the Kool-Aid. You don't know what's going on around my side. And doesn't really explain like what he was doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So that's It's kind of weird then. I heard Yang did better. I heard Yang was flexing UBI really hard on it this time by comparison.
Yeah. He was definitely speaking better this debate. I don't know if it's enough for him. Well, I mean, he's gonna make it into the next. He's gonna make it into the next round of debates. I don't know if he's in already, or if they were like talking about whether or not they were gonna qualify that last poll that he like scored above in or not. So.
Yeah, we'll see. And the rest is kind of like whatever. Like I don't know how Kirsten's polling right now. Julian had kind of like a cringe closing statement for me. Michael Bennett's terrible. His charisma is like completely dead.
Who Omega Lol?
Yeah. Exactly right. Like
that guy, when he talks, he has the word. I don't know. He's just not.
Dude, he's got again. You know what? I keep telling everyone. I'm like, this guy must have had like not one but two bundles of chewing tobacco in his mouth when he's like on stage.
Maybe yeah. I don't know.
I hate to get into ad homs here. It's just like. Can he not speak?
Well, he doesn't. He didn't say anything good. I don't think he brought up any good attacks against anybody. He didn't set himself out at all. Like that guy's gone. Yeah.
Yeah, just I don't know. So don't give him a dip cup so he can like spit his tobacco out whenever he's on stage. But from here though, at this point now, the next debate session is going to be September 12th and 13th in Houston, Texas, at some kind of like science theater, done by ABC News. And do you recall the criteria that's required for candidates to further on now? They need 130,000
individual donors. I think you need to be polling above 2% in at least 4 national polls.
Right.
I think 7 candidates qualified, with 2 or 3 that had hit like one of the qualifications, but not both. So we're waiting on that. Like I think Yang was waiting on the polling thing. I think Castro might have been waiting on the donor thing, and then there was one other person. So. I'm not 100% sure yet who all is in. Well, I mean, I know there are a couple people that weren't for sure. Like, I think O'Rourke was in for sure, Pete, Kamala, Biden, Bernie, and Warren. I don't know if there's one more, but yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to see, dude. I'm excited for that one, though, because I wanted this one to be, like, a way weaker. I wanted, like, 10 of them dropped immediately, because,
well,
dude, what I was,
I mean, I'm hoping that, like, if they do the next debates with like 2 different debates of 5 people each, I think that would be good. That's fine.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I just want to see the field like cut in half here, because this is definitely a lot of bloat here, and I wonder why a lot of them are here.
Oh, Booker made it into, yeah, okay.
Okay. Do we have any data right now? Like what's the most concrete poll you have? Like
For what?
you have like enthusiasm in to quote here. I'm wondering what everyone's currently polling at this point. Who's like the top 7?
Yeah, I think that Real Clear Politics does a good job of aggregating poll data. You can see.
Okay. Let me pull it up real quick.
You can kind of see where everybody's standing. The big worries here I mean, there's a lot I could say here, I guess. I don't know. It sounds sad, but I think the big problems that you're seeing here are Biden. Biden recovered his whole lost lead after the last set of debates. He made up completely. He got back completely for his loss after the first time. Bernie is polling, in my opinion, very disappointingly, considering how much time he had to campaign during the last cycle. Like, we had a whole 6 months or whatever of nonstop wall-to-wall Bernie coverage when it was just Bernie versus Hillary, and he hasn't budged since he entered the race. He's polling lower than when he first got in, which is pretty bad.
Who are the samples in this thing here? Like, what are the demographics that are like making up this? Who are the samples that are of like demographics that are being polled for this thing?
I mean, there's, you can see all the polls at the top. You've got a Politico one, an Economist one, an Emerson one, a Hill. All of these people argue certain ones can like lean different ways. Like, I think Rasmussen usually leans a little bit right. I don't know how much people critique each of these individual polls, but I think for the most part, I mean, you can look at 538 and their polling projections are pretty similar to what you see like on this site. So.
Okay. All right.
Warren has gained pretty well considering what she entered the race at. She came in at 4%, and she's at like hitting Bernie numbers. Kamala's lead has pretty much dropped off, although she shares a pretty similar base with Warren. So as Warren grows, I would expect Kamala to continue to drop. And yeah.
All right. Well, I guess we'll see what goes on from here then. The only other thing I could think of here that's like worthy of like bringing up would probably be the as far as night 2 goes was once again Tulsi was from what I heard was the top Googled one afterward. Like, she was the one who was the most Googled candidate after the fact. Yet again, for her policies, obviously, right?
Yeah.
And then of course, and then did I already ask you about yeah, I'll tell you the Tulsi kind of clap Kamala here, or that's what I heard. I don't know what else she did though. Do you feel she did a good job? If you may have caught more than me, honestly.
She speaks well. She spoke a lot better this time than she did in the last one. I personally get a little cringe. She brings up her fucking soldier shit a lot, although I don't know if that plays as well with moderate Dems versus like Republicans. Like, I know Republicans eat that shit up. I don't know about Democrats as much. She brings it up a lot, but I mean, I think she did okay this debate. I don't think it's enough to move the needle on her to bump her up into like
the one thing I like to see her do is I guess I want to say, I hate to sound, maybe I sound like a attention span person here, but like get wild up. Like, I feel like she's so controlled and with her demeanor. Whereas like, I see Bernie get lit, I see Warren get lit. I do see Biden and Booker and Kamala all get like emotional on that stage, whether it's synthetic or not. And I see her always like in the same kind of neutral state of like controlled composure.
Sure.
So
well, that's because she was a soldier, trihex.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's why it's just like it might be a bad take. I agree with that. That's just what it comes off to me as. That it wouldn't be as memorable for like for the regular viewer. But you're right. It could be that could be a bad take on my end here because what do I know? But yeah, okay. So oh, and then one more thing too. Okay, we got to cover the memes here. Did you get to catch Biden's closing statement with his little fumble?
Yeah, he fumbled. He meant to give the number that you text or whatever, but he said that it was like his website or whatever. Yeah, he fucked up.
Yeah. What was it again? It was like, how did he say it? I forgot how he said it. It was like text. Did you say text Joe or go to?
I think he said go to my website at Joe30330 or whatever, and that was like all he said. It was like really weird. Yeah, he fucked up.
Go to Joe30330, which is like, okay, is that like Joe dot numbers? Is that do I text Joe to that number? Like,
yeah, he fucked up.
Yeah, he didn't even say a website, dude. It was pretty funny. Okay, and then I guess the other thing here too is whenever it comes to What in your opinion, what's a good final impression for the closing statements here? Because I was trying to like define some of them. I consider some of them cringe. I consider some of them good, but I had to like figure out a criteria that was consistent with me, so I wasn't just talking out of my ass here. In your opinion, what's a good closing statement structure?
I think good
Is it like, you
singers
know,
or like one-liners are like really effective. Yang's was unironically pretty good. He pulled it from his subreddit actually. Somebody wrote a subreddit post and suggested he bring up the reality TV shit, and he actually copied the comment. I thought it was really fucking funny. Yeah, I don't know if anybody else has stood out to me as much, but I was pretty distracted that night, so it's harder for me to say.
Yeah. I try to think of it as like, okay, well, the closing statement should be like maybe like a hook on like what differentiates you from the rest of the pack, maybe some kind of call to action, and then like a zinger that's the lasting impression, I would say. So hook me in, give me a call to action, and then give me the final impression on like who you are and why I should give a shit about you. So and then but I noticed this trend here now though. Look, what happened in June, I feel like people weren't plugging things as often, but people were plugging everywhere here. And at first I kind of defined plugs as like kind of like desperation, like I'm plugging my website here. So it's kind of like I'm insecure that you won't go to my website otherwise.
No, it's good.
But
You should be plugging your website.
But yeah, but I have myself challenge that now, and I'm like, no, well, maybe no. What else are you gonna do here? You're not selling out. It's like I want you to go to my website. I want you to read into my here's my policies, here's my thing. Donate if you want to support. Here's where I'm gonna go be touring at between debates, stages, or whatever. So I've kind of been challenging that, and I feel like yeah, no, you can plug, or you should plug. Honestly, why wouldn't you plug, right? You got eyeballs on this virtual billboard of a debate stage, so fuck it, plug it. So there you go, everyone. Make sure to text Joe to 30330 and and do your thing, man.
Yeah. All right. Any other big topics? Are we good?
Nah, baby, that's dude, shit, baby. We filled up we got a girthy thing. We actually did 2.5 hours to say that we had to kind of shit something out today.
Oh, holy fuck. Okay.
We out here, baby. I blame the phone derail was pretty epic. That was like a solid 30 minutes of like unplanned bullshit.
Yeah, damn. Okay, I'm fucking tired as fuck. I slept for like 3 hours last night, so I'm a little lower energy. Not bringing it.
I'm sorry, baby. We'll go to sleep. Go to sleep.
No, it's okay. I'm staying awake.
Do the gamer life, man. You just honestly, dude, I'm not gonna lie to you. My mom hated this whenever I was a kid. I always had the I bought some suede thick black curtains in my room because I was like a degenerate as fuck, and I would just stay up all night playing games and shit. And I would have the curtains that would just block all the sunlight, and she hated it. She was like, "Oh my god, you're such a freaking whatever gamer or whatever she would call me." So yeah, just do your thing, man. Make my mom mad. Just get those big thick black curtains and just knock out midday, bro. Have
Someday
fun.
I'll think about it. All right.
All right.
Okay. I love you, Travis. It's been fun. Be
all right, bro.
Wait.
Yeah, have fun.
How are you doing? Are you still doing Mario Maker and stuff?
Yeah. I'm actually making a level today. I'm creating a level.
Oh, shit.
It's very, very scary. It'll take me probably a couple of days to do, but I plan to make the best level ever. I'm finally playing because I've been
the
critiquing
best level
for,
ever. Oof.
Oh yeah, dude, my level's gonna be dude, man, it's fucking T-Hills making a level. Dude, it's gonna be the shit. My level's gonna be fucking amazing. So I am making a Mario Maker level. So if you want to hop in the lab, it's gonna be chill. I'm gonna have that lo-fi on, and I'm gonna explore my creative endeavors and like make a level that you all can shit on me for because you think it's too hard. But fuck it, get good, bitches. So yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Okay, cool.
All right.
Hey, I love you, buddy. It's been fun. Stay safe.
Yeah, it's
Be
been
careful.
fun.
Yeah.
GGGers, I love you, boys. I'll catch you later.
Yeah, see you
All
next
right,
week. Bye.
Peace.
So supposedly there was a meme that you can put a graphics card in an oven and then bake it for a while, and you could